everybody, and welcome back to some more bishing, some more bashing, and potentially, if we're lucky, some more boshing. We cannot confirm. I also may have said them in the wrong order. Twitch title has changed itself to something incorrect? Great. That's Twitch for you. I'll change it back in a second. Hello, and welcome to Bish Bash Bosh number 1. We've had number 0. There's also a timer going. Let's just... Oh god, don't do that. Oh no. Technical difficulties already. We've had Bish Bash Bosh 0 2 weeks ago. It was a test event. It went pretty good. And we are back here with, well, I would say the real thing. It was pretty real last weekend, but it's back, and it's ever so slightly bigger, and hopefully even better. For those of you who have seen Bish Bash Bosh before, you know exactly what you've got yourselves in for here. For those of you new to the event, over the next 2 to 3 hours, you're about to see the most manic Wreckfest competition you have ever laid your eyes upon. We have about 30 drivers lined up, currently in 2 heats, who are going to be put to the test through their paces on a whole series of absolutely wild races to crown our number 1 best Bosher for the evening or the afternoon or the morning, wherever it may be where you are watching. Let me explain Bish Bash Bosh for all those of you who have not been here before. This is your standard tournament kind of thing. Couple rules, no teams, no driving the wrong way. We have vehicle classes for the races, but you can do any vehicle that fits in that class if you've unlocked it in the game, and there's no limits on driver assists or gearboxes. The event, we have 2 heats, each with about 16 drivers going into them, if everyone's actually showed up who signed up for this thing. Each of these heats will be 3 races, and each of those races is a different track and car combination. The top, 10 drivers from each of these heats are going to progress to the quarters, which will have a full 20 driver grid. The most chaotic race we have had so far on Bish Bash Bosh. That is going to be manic. All through the playoffs, each round has 1 track and car class combo, which we will repeat until we get to a total of 12 minutes of race time. You will have noticed there's a little timer here on the desk, which you can also see when we're in the races. I will start that at lights out for each event. It's going to tick down like such. Very nice. When it gets to 0, it reads end. That means we're on the last race, and the results at the end of that will decide who goes through to the semis and then to the finals, and it's going to keep doing that. I need to make it so it doesn't do that. Very unhelpful. Can I reset my timer? There we go. Couple changes for those of you who are watching Bish Bash Bosh 0. We have increased the chances of our chaos tracks in the randomizer. That means your Death Valley. That means your Death Loop, should I say, Crash Valley, I think it's called. All the tracks with crossovers, figure 8s, all the good stuff, they are now more likely to come out of the randomizer. We have also increased chances of special vehicle races. We can have school bus only races, motorhome only races, lawnmower only races, and finally the super van, which is a 3-wheel little Reliant Robin thing. Very fun. All of those races, if they do come up, are going to be loaner vehicle only, which means the whole grid is on the same level. We had a lawnmower race last time. Some people have been playing the game a lot. They have an incredibly fast lawnmower. Some people don't. We've leveled the playing field. Always going to be loaners. And the grids are now reversed. I thought last time that having P1 on P1 would be bad because everyone would crash into them, but it turns out they can normally just get through turn 1 cleanly. So we swapped it round. If you are top of the leaderboard, you're going to start back of the grid. So if you want to win 2 races in a row, you better get your dodge on. And that's it. We can get into this in just a second. Let's actually meet some of our drivers. So we've got our driver spotlight. We had zooming past last time, who is here. He's going to be in Heat 2 this time. Our driver spotlight for today is going to be Outfox. Those of you who are watching, Outfox had an incredibly strong run at Bish Bash Bosh 0. Won, I think, maybe the most races out of anyone. Got through into the final, was our points leader going into the very final race of the final, and then had a game crash. It wasn't even internet-based. The entire Wreckfest game on their computer just stopped. Devastating scenes, which means they actually ended P2 on points. Outfox is back here today. He's looking to pick up his first win of the series. Can he do it? We shall see. Our drivers here today are, of course, fighting for a prize. And today's prize, it's a t-shirt, baby, from the mysteriesgarage.com store. And what's that? A new design, new merch in the store? Oh, that is right. I can't do something that corny. We have got new merch in the store. I'm actually sampling for you today the brand new medium speed corner t-shirt. Can we join? Sign-ups are now closed for this event. You can join for next time. It'll be in 2 weeks' time.
Medium speed corners. Medium speed corners.
Thank you, Sprinkles, for that over on Twitch. Yes, we have the brand new medium speed corners shirt. Very subtle on the front. Medium speed corners. It's a high-end fashion brand. On the back, you can show your love for the medium speed. Do we want low speed? Do we want high speed? Hell no. Give me that medium speed corners. All right, let's get into this thing. Of course, our tracks are not predetermined for Bish Bash Bosh. We have to head to the randomizer. None of our drivers know what's coming up. They can't practice. I mean, they could drive every single circuit in the game, but we are picking our tracks live in the randomizer. I can't just have to open all these. As with everything on this channel, it's based in Excel. I wouldn't have it any other way. So, 3 races for the heats, 1 for the quarters, 1 for the semis, 1 for the finals. Let's see what we get. It's the final outcome for these. They will kind of like swap around until they're all done. Ooh, 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 oh. So, heats, we're starting off 6 laps at Fire Rock Raceway, short reverse in the motorhome. We then had to 6 laps at Pine Hills Raceway, short reverse in the motorhome. We then have 6 laps on Torstalled in reverse in the school bus. And that will decide the top 10 drivers from each heat who will head into the quarterfinals. Quarterfinal is then going to be 12 minutes of race time at Forward Motor Centre short in Class A, which basically means unrestricted, any car in the game. Semis is going to be at Espadorlan Raceway in Class A. And then finally, it's a motorhome event, everybody, because the finals are going to be at Fire Rock Raceway reverse once again in the motorhome. Let me get those written down real quick. This is going to be pure chaos. I hope it works. I have actually made a custom Bish Bash Bosh livery for the motorhome, which you should see, because everyone will be on the loner, so everyone has to have the same livery. This is going to be a hell of an event. I think the percentages might have been too high. Motorhome only has like a 6% chance. We just roll. Honestly, I should buy a lottery ticket after that. Genuinely, it's about a 6% chance. All the special vehicles have about that, and then each of the classes is about 15%. I think that maths works out. It's something like that. Anyway, let me write these down. We got Fire Rock, short reverse, 6 laps, motorhome. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, if you haven't seen Bish Bash Bosh 0, get them in before the event starts. We want you to be all up to speed, know what's going on, because this is going to start coming at you quick. We then have Pine Hills. In the motorhome. Then we have Torstallon, which we saw last time, actually, I think. In the school bus? It's just horrendous. Class A. Espadorlan. Espadorlan's a great track. I mean, those are all great tracks, to be fair. And then finally, Fire Rock, where we started. We go back. But a slightly different layout. 4 laps. Motorhome. Hell yes. Hell yes. Is Mr. V commentating on his own? I am this time. I asked Mr. James from Not Applicable to join me. He rudely has decided to have a personal life instead. And he is at, like, he said he had a friend's birthday. And I was like, what does friend mean? And he explained it's when other people like you and they want to spend time with you in real life. I didn't understand the concept. But anyway, he said he's not. He said he's not at home today. So I'm doing it solo. I'm here at the desk. It's all right. I've got my Monster Ultra, as per usual, around here. Oh, yes. I recommend you do the same. All right. I'm going to head into the server. If I could talk. Get this thing set up. So, we are starting on Fire Rock. Which starts with an F, not an R. If I could spell. Short reverse. 6 laps. Car restriction. Actually, we're just going to trust all of our users to go in the loaner motorhome. Everyone has it available. Do not disable special vehicles. Dun dun dun. Grid order. Cut points reverse. Okay. Gonna get this set. All of our drivers, if you're in the server and watching this, I'm hoping you got the motorhome on. It looks like we do. Everybody's ready by the look of it. And so, we're going to turn the timer off. We do not need that for the heats. We're going to go. if it would show you the game. Oh, hey. Let's get this going. Ugh. Why are you making these races? Everybody knows Cube will win. 2 things on that. Firstly, I feel like the school buses at the end of the heats will have something to say about that. Secondly, oh god. If I pronounce anyone's name incorrectly, such as Cube, that is actually just canon, and my pronunciation is correct. Get used to it. So we start off here following one of our new races, I believe, Cousin Nicky, down in P11 to start this race. And actually, Cube, as some might try and pronounce it, is in the lead. I'm trying to see. People are telling me that I can change officers. And immediately, Cube rolled on the outside. I told you. These motorhomes and these buses are going to have something else to say about it. Let's get an overview so you guys can get a sense for this track here. Not a big one here at Fire Rock. And we immediately have Outfox, our driver to watch, in the lead. Hitting a naughty drift in that motorhome round turn 1. Followed closely, though, by Cephalopod, Hekia, Time Traveler, one of our finalists from last time. We got Ko, Sox. This Heat 1 is pretty stacked. With lots of our finalists from Bish Bash Bosh 0, this is going to be tense. They're fighting for 10 places. And I think we've got more than 10 very, very competent drivers in here. Outfox, though, in that orange motorhome, has taken an early lead. We've got only 6 laps here. Oh, hello. PTXT, welcome in as a green screen enthusiast over on Twitch. We've only got 6 laps here. We're not doing this track again. Points are points at the end of that, and the points are going to decide it. Points are going to decide it who goes through into playoffs. Let's ride on board with Outfox. Let's actually go back down the pack a little bit. Let's see Sox leading a bit of a pack here in the custom. Bish Bash Bosh motorhome livery. It's a beautiful thing, that. I don't think we, as a spectator, can see the damage. I believe, though, drivers will be seeing this motorhome turns incredibly brown as you start to damage it. I wanted to do a sort of rust texture as you start to smash it up. And I completely failed that, and it just turns brown. And Socks on 2 wheels, about to murder a civilian, watching this race take place, and they're behind a barrier. She's got stuck, and that's going to drop her down into P7 behind Oswald, who goes through mental scenes. The problem is now, some of these drivers are pretty well known coming out of Bish Bash Bosh 0. People know who's quick, and people know who's a threat. If you're one of the drivers to beat and you find yourself mid-pack, people are going to be gunning for you, and that is a tough position to be in. Outfox has done it really the smart way, just not got involved with any of that. Co in P2 is not too far behind. Are they putting in some good laps? Outfox does have the best lap of the race so far. But Co is not falling too far back. Let's kind of go down the pack a bit. Hikia once more. It seems to be forming a bit of a gap, bit of a DRS train. Didn't know that was a thing in motorhomes, but apparently slipstream effect will get you everywhere in racing. So, time traveler on the back of Cube. Cube, who doesn't always have the best luck with special vehicles. A lap and a half to go. And I believe Time Traveler was one of the murderers last time. Have they changed their ways? Has Time Traveler turned a new leaf? Found... I was going to say Jesus. Jesus isn't going to help Cube. Or do they still have that murderous bent? That flame in their heart? And actually, Cube gets a bad run out of the final corners across the line, which means Time Traveler's alongside almost pushed into the supports of that bridge, which would have been devastating. That thing is solid. But they carry on the fight here. And Ascend! Ascend up the inside, and Cube on the side! Oh no! Facing backwards! And that has all gone wrong for Cube. They've been reset, and that means there's cars behind. Oswald, Socks, Alex Norris. They're not going to play nice either. We're looking backwards here over Cube's shoulder. Keeping that motorhome in pretty good condition. Can they keep it on the circuit, and can they keep it at a decent speed? Because if they don't, it's all going to end in disaster. Outfox crosses the line to win the first race of Heat 1, followed by Co, followed by Hikia and Time Traveler. Very solid top 4. Cube is going to get P5 here. Followed by Oswald, Socks, Alex Norris, Boss Wilf. We've still got some fighting further down the pack. Let's try and pick them up. Let's see. Jedri, I think is your name. You got a lot of J's in your name, my friend. I'm gonna try and pronounce it, but I'm very sorry for any names I get incorrectly. Let's head into free cam, just to see people cross the line here. We've got Carla coming up in P12, followed by Switzer, who is actually one of the very quick in Bish Bash Bosh 0. Then Mr. Bauer 9 comes across the line. P14 currently in last here in Heat 1, but everything can change. For those of you wondering how the points work out, 35 for a P1, then it goes down 30, 25, 20, then 18, 16, and then it's just down by 1 for every place. So P14 is still 8 points, but that's obviously a far cry from 35. Very, very nice stuff. Let's get the new track loaded in here when I head back to the desk. And let's head straight into race 2 of Heat 1. We need Pine Hills. Pine Hills, short reverse, 6 laps, and once again in the motorhome. Our racers don't really need any time to change cars because they should already be in the motorhome. I do not want to see anybody changing. Let's see how it goes. When are I ever going to play brick rigs? We shall see. We shall see. There's a lot of things There's a lot of things I could play on stream. Hard to get through all of them. Sprinkles just says murder. It's not against the rules. It's not against the rules of Bish Bash Bosh. Murder is legal around here. Crime is legal on this stream for the next couple hours. And so, which is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Cube got robbed. You're starting to see how it goes, I see. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Everybody's ready. We've got Pine Hills lined up. Bit of a countdown for our racers. And then we're straight in to race 2. Oh! I'm so glad to see these motorhomes coming out. Maybe some of the tracks not better suited to them, but we are about to see some chaos, I guarantee you. Let's head back in to the race cam. See what the story is. We're currently following, I think, Switzer off the line. They start on the front row after having not a fantastic result in the first race. And oh my god, Cephalopod on 2 wheels. And I think that's Switzer on the side and into the barrier going through turn 1. And that is how you get P15. That is not a good start for Switzer. Let's try and pick up Cephalopod, who's actually taken a P1 here. Held on to that front row start nicely. Got up on 2 wheels. A little bit of a jump in turn 1, but somehow worked that to their advantage. Co in second place and Outfox behind. Outfox being rolled over. Managed to get back on their wheels, though. We covered this last time. Outfox gets in the thick of it with lots of these fights. But they just have a knack for getting back on 4 wheels and getting back in the race. This is as far away. And Outfox! Outfox hits the curb on the inside of turn 1. You gotta be careful. If you thought the curbs were dangerous in Formula 1, that is nothing compared to Wreckfest. Up the hill here, Pine Hills, bit of an interesting circuit. We come to this massive climb and then a big downhill, which means these motorhomes are going to have a lot of speed. You can see Co-op ahead, carrying that speed really nicely. Cephalopod a bit more cautious because it's not a smooth circuit, let's put it that way. It's lumpy, and as Outfox showed us, if you hit one of these lumps wrong, it doesn't end well. Looking backwards, there is a lot of fighting going on down there. Let's maybe head into free cam, pick up some of this, see what's going on. Cube, Oswald, Mr. Bauer, Carla's in there with Switzer and Outfox, Boss Wolf coming through. We've got a massive pack here. Hakia, Socks in there, Alex Norris, a finalist from last time, currently running a P15, and Switzer in the same place! Gets flipped over again. Boss Wolf behind the DMS signage. They are not playing nice here today. There was some very kind racing taking place in Bish Bash Boss Zero. That seems to have all gone out the window here today. Carla comes through. Let's see. And actually, Cephalopod's been caught. Cube right on the bumper now. Will we see a move into turn 1? I think it's slow enough. Oh, lovely, lovely drift though. Tail end out, but not as fast as Cube, who takes P1. Sorry, doesn't take P1. I'm an idiot because Co is way out in the lead here and just hammering in laps. Okay, Co looks pretty safe. Cube is taken P2. Cephalopod down into P4 now behind Oswald in that red motorhome. One to watch, and actually Outfox one to watch as well. Look at the speed through there, up the inside, coming to the outside of the final corner. Barriers be damned, sending it once more, and an excellent run out the final corner. Takes P3, that is. Oh, there's good racing here. Let's see what's going on further down the pack. Carla, who's got into a very nice P7 there. Alex Norris made their way up from P15 to P8, followed by Hakia. And we have some of our runners, like Cousin Nikki, rounding out the back. Jedri, almost no health at all. That motorhome doesn't look damaged, so I think I'm not seeing the damage as a spectator, but that thing is on its last legs. That is not looking good. And all the while, Co back here is actually side by side with our last place runner, Socks, and has lapped them to cross the line there. Socks, again, one of the strongest drivers in, I want to say, the quarterfinals, the semis of Bish Bash Bosh Zero. Now P15 in this race. What a turn. What a turn. Let's pick up these two, I want to say, Carla and Hikia, because Hikia is looking feisty, looking frisky up the inside turn one, and actually gets on the brakes, doesn't want to send it. Cube! Cube down from, I want to say, P3 or P4, was dropped down to P9. Oh my, all it takes is one roll, and the motorhomes, they love to roll. In the age-old words of Limp Bizkit, I can't, I don't know what the song quote is. We rollin'. You know, you get it. Co wins this one. Outfox takes P2. Oswald technically ends ahead of Time Traveler. Definitely look like Time Traveler's ahead. I think the names are kind of swapped. Alex Norris, nice recovery from P15 is P5. Cephalopod, we're going to get Boswell P9, right ahead of Cube. Really, really unfortunate roll there for Cube. Just can't catch a break. Takes a P10 in this one. It's still decent points. I still think that's putting them on course for a playoff berth. And we do actually have an eliminated driver, Jedrick Koval. That is a sad-looking motorhome right there. That is unfortunate to see, but that is Wreckfest. That's how it goes. Oh, excellent points for Co. Another 30 for Outfox. We're seeing some of our front runners emerge here. These guys clearly love the motorhome. Camping enthusiasts. That's it. That's the pun. That's what I'm going to call them. Socks with another game crash? I'm sorry to hear that. But we do have to keep rolling here. Back to the desk. I have to say, one of the storylines already here in Heat 1 is the demise of Cube. Cube once more cannot catch a break. And I would love to say it gets better, but our final race of Heat 1 is, of course, in the school bus, which just ended not good. Not good for Cube last time. We are heading to Torstollen in reverse. 6 laps in the school bus. Gonna have to trust our drivers to all select the school bus. Hopefully they're good. I don't want to see any other cars making their way into this race. Let us see. School bus. Still got some motorhomes to give them a second to swap. But they're all here for a clean competition. Not clean racing, but clean competition, certainly. On the smallest, narrowest track possible? Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Cube would have won if the race wasn't rigged. Sadly, though, the race is rigged. Very much rigged. Oh, sorry. Let's get some desk chat going. I've been all in on commentator mode. I don't have a co-commentator this time. Let's get some desk chat going before we get a final race of Heat 1. I want to know, guys, have you been watching Formula 1 testing? What do you think? I want to see some predictions. Who is going to be the 9th best team in Formula 1 this year? For any of you watching testing, obviously the teams at the front of the grid from last year, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, they're all looking good. I want to know, who is your P9 for this year? It's looking interesting at the back of Formula 1 this year. We've obviously got Stake, Kick, Sauber, going around slow as ever. Haas, I could definitely see it. Haas had kind of an okay testing. They obviously had a bit of an issue with the engine cover flying off on Oliver Behrman's car, I want to say on Thursday, which is not great. Racing Bull's really anonymous. That is true, but then again, are they just keeping their head down? Are they just like knocking in some laps? Aston looking really shaky, I have to say. Apparently both Aston drivers, Alonso and Stroll, were ill last week, so maybe not the best kind of showing for them. They had less laps than other teams as well. But yeah. Yeah, I will say Aston looking shaky. I think they've kind of lost their cement on P5, which they were kind of in no man's land P5 last year. I can see them dropping down. I can see P5 being taken up by maybe Alpine, maybe even Williams, honestly. They had a solid run. You think Williams P9? I think Williams will be higher than that. We're actually back, though, into our final race here in Torstallen. I'm going to go straight into the free cam so you can see this track. It is not big. Let me try and get higher. It's very hard to go up in this. This is a tiny little dirt track, very narrow. It's only about 2 school buses wide the whole way round, maybe 3, as Mr. Oswald and Alex are showing us. And we get to see one of the new custom liveries, the Bish Bash Bosh bus livery. A lovely Mr. V's teal and pink. And I gotta say, I did not cook. I did not cook on this livery. It looks rough. Maybe not so bad on the camera, but if you get up close, it's hot garbage. Anyway, Oswald has actually taken the lead here in the Rainbow Bus, followed by Jedri, followed by Cephalopod. Obviously, Jedri started round the front row after that DNF in the last race due to being crashed out. We have a lovely DRS train, many teal buses in a row. Then people like Hikia, Cousin, Cube, right down to P13. Meester, and then Boswolfer, I think, was on their side just a moment ago. Oswald actually really cementing P1 here, getting some lovely, lovely laps in the Rainbow Bus. It's looking nice. And Outfox, where did Outfox come from? How does Outfox keep doing this? Must be starting right at the back of the grid, and he's already in P2. Can no one stop this guy? Like, just send him off into the forests. Honestly, I have to say, amazing performances from Outfox already here in Heat 1. Starting in P15 as the points leader and up into P2 on lap 2. Absolutely crazy, but it not cleanly into P2. Ko, Cephalopod, Time Traveler, and Jedri all have something to say about that. And these buses are getting up close and personal. Let's see here, through turn... I thought that was turn 1, but apparently not. No, it is. It is. I'm just following someone who's on lap 2. Bus is getting feisty. I'm going to say on these two, I get the feeling Ko, known as Berg Power in the Discord, and no, Outfox too close on the inside, and the bus cannot tank the roll like some normal cars can. Gets it on the side, only gets to P3. Once again, the master of the recovery here. But they now have Alex Norris on 50% health, but 100% determination to get up into the podium places here. Getting feisty on 2 wheels. That fight's going to carry on. Let's look a bit further down. Cephalopod on low health with Time Traveler and Socks, who's on a recovery drive. Socks, I was fully expecting to have another solid run here. Apparently had a game crash in the second race of the heat. Hopefully she can get a nice haul of points in the buses as Cephalopod goes onto the side, because we would hate to see such a strong driver knocked out too soon. Boswolf is down here in P11. Switzer, Meester, lovely send on that bus. Carla taking a nice easy outside line. They've been in some crashes apparently. Half health there. Cousin Nikki lapping in P15. You have a couple rolls and it spirals from there. It's really tough to get dropped off the back in this. Oswald, I think we can safely say, is looking like a clear winner for this bus race. P2 is going to be an interesting one. Ko has actually got right past Outfox. Oh, no, sorry. Ko did that when Outfox rolled. Outfox, though, let's jump in here on Outfox. Let's actually go, let's go cockpit cam, you know? Why not? In the orange bus, let's see how our second place from Bish Bash Bosh Zero pilots this thing around the place. Needs to be careful here on the inside. Rolled it right here last lap. Keeps it upright this time. And one thing about this special livery, that teal and pink, you can't miss it. If you're hunting someone down, they are not hiding. That thing is bright. That thing is aggressive on the retinas. Outfox putting in some very nice laps, being cautious on these curbs. You can ride them, but They will kick you up. But Co is also really just hammering in some good times here. Who has got the fastest lap? Co actually has the fastest lap on a 51.5. Outfox only 700 slower. And no! Cousin Nicky, a back marker on the roof, holding up Co, which has let Outfox and Alex Norris through. Co now down in P4. The rear view camera of the bus is fully useless. I don't know who programmed that. I thought that would be on the back row of seats, but actually not fully useless. We see Co. We see Co there. They're eyeing up a move, eyeing up a send, and out Fox rolls again. How many times is that in just a single race? And Co rolls as well. Co rolls as well. They are inside each other in a platonic way, just friends, you know. They are inside each other, climbing the hill. Who is going to get P3? Alex Norris, solid P2 just by staying on four wheels. And it's looking like it's going to be Outfox. Co is right there, but nowhere to roll anymore. Outfox P3, Co P4. Let's head into the free cam if I can get it. Oh, God. I need to learn my controls better. And Sox is going to cross the line for P9. I think they must have a roll as well. Boswell takes P10. Switzer P11. Cephalopod, who was leading this race by starting in the front row, crosses the line P12. Mr. Bauer, followed by Carla, and then followed by Cousin Nicky, who has actually only just started the final lap. I get the feeling they might be getting knocked out of the heats here. This is the final race of Heat 1. We will head over to the scoreboard after this to figure out our top 10. Please, everybody, if you can hear me, don't leave. I need to read your points. Do not leave. We need to figure out our top 10. I'm actually just going to get a photo real quick. Because I know they're just going to immediately leave, which is very unhelpful. Alright, let's see. Let's see. So, we have Outfox on 90 points, clean berth into the playoffs. Co on 85. We then have Oswald on 76, Alex on 62, Time Traveler on 55, tied with Hikia, very, very tight there, in the middle of the top 10. Cube does make it through on 48, Boswell on 38, and how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sox gets through P9 with 37 points, as does Jedry, despite a DNF in one of the races, which means Carla, Switzer, Mr. Bauer, Cousin Nicky, and Cephalopod, we're going to be saying goodbye to all of them, sadly. That is going to be it for Heat 1. Let's head back to the desk. Crazy stuff. We'll be seeing those drivers again shortly when we get to the quarterfinals. But for now, get out. All of you, get out the server. And we welcome in our Heat 2 drivers. I'm just going to post a little message in the Discord for them. Start to get them in. I need to check some names. But yeah. Crazy scenes. Upping the odds for the special vehicles, very noticeable. 3 special vehicle races in a row. And it seems some of our strong drivers from the last couple of events, not such a fan of the motorhome. We saw people like Sox struggling, does make it through, but having quite a hard time of it. People as well, like, who do we have? We've got, actually, to be honest, lots of the rest of our drivers, it seems that speed does translate even in the motorhome. We do say goodbye to some people like Switzer, who qualified for playoffs last time. So sorry to see them. Hopefully we see them back for Bish, Bash, Bosh 2, which should be in a couple weeks' time. But yeah, crazy scenes. And as we see, some of these larger vehicles, they like to roll. They like to get upside down. You've got to be so careful, and you've got to be even more careful when you have a driver behind you sending up the inside, because that just puts you on the roof immediately. My partner's in the next group, and our blind dog is trying to eat a tree. So I'm going to say good sign for off. What? Okay. you've got a hot minute. You've got a hot minute until Heat 2 starts. So if you need to get the dog away from the tree, you've got time to do so. Heat 2 drivers, you've got a couple minutes to get in here. We are going to take a quick ad break before we come back. And I would say analyze some of the scenes from Heat 1 if I could just process all those rolls from Outfox. But yeah, we're going to take a real quick ad break. And I'll see you back here in just a minute. Ooh.
What the hell is a carburetor? That's a genuine question. I do not know what it does. All I know is if I attach pipes to it, stick it in a car, that car goes vroom vroom. I work at Mr. V's garage. We don't exactly work the fastest. It's not slow service. I guess you could call it medium speed service. Do we fix every car every time? No. Are we reliable? Not particularly. Are we cheap? Also, not really, compared to local competitors. Feels like I've been working here for years. Decades, maybe. When did we start, actually? 2021? That's only 3 years ago! Wow, that's depressing. Anyway, my boss told me that if I don't make more money around here, he's gonna fire me. So I took the company mascot and printed it on these 100% cotton t-shirts. You can buy them now at MrV'sGarage.com. Channel members and Patreons get 10% off. That's MrV'sGarage.com. Now, back to whatever you were watching.
And we are back. Thank you for sticking around, everybody. We have got our Heat 2 drivers loaded into the server. Most of them, anyway. Got a couple of people. I'm just trying to confirm because people's in-game name different to their Discord. So just trying to check that we've not got some people sneaking in who are not meant to be here. We do have someone called Ranch in the server. Ranch, could you please confirm what's your Discord name? We need to track you. We need to make sure we've got the right people here. Other than that, we are ready to go. Everyone's got their motorhomes selected, as far as I can see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think after this first one, guys, we need some predictions. Who are your favorites going into the final, and who do you see making a run like right to the top? Obviously, we've seen the speed from people like Outfox, but I want to say Oswald put in a very good showing. Kind of, I think, a new name from last time. Won that final race. Really, really good showing. Some very good speed. Our Ranch is called Gob. There we go. Thank you, Ranch. We got you. We got you. Okay, I think we're missing 2 who signed up, but that's okay. That's okay. That's kind of to be expected. We are gonna give the racers their in-game countdown, and we will be go for the first race of Heat 2 in just a second here. Don't disclose your name to stranger. I think if your name is a Gob, then it's fine. Outfox, I bet will have another good chance of potential win. Outfox, the bookies would certainly be putting like very, very, very small odds on Outfox, as in like Outfox must be a favorite. Outfox is the GOAT. I feel like Outfox's ability to just not get crashed down to P10 helps them out so much here. We start out following Premix Lovers, who gets a pole position start and converts it to a P1 after turn 1, gets through cleanly in, I mean, not the Mr. V motorhome, but it's teal, so I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Premix Lovers is a friend of mine in real life called Chris. Very, very quick. Well, maybe a little bit slower than me. Well, maybe that's just my ego talking. Very quick Wreckfest driver. And is showing that here. Obviously a finalist from Bish Bash Bosh 0. Little jump there. And cementing a very nice lead indeed. We've got people like Chromio in second place, who is also putting in a very nice lap behind. Followed by the Sprinkles, Charter, The Cobra. These rear view cameras on these special vehicles, man. What am I meant to gain from that? Who is that? Who is that? Oh, the names have gone. How did I do that? Maybe it's just in the cockpit cam, you can't see them. Let's see. We see some fights going down. Ranch has actually fallen right down. I think that must have been a roll. And there is a huge pack here. Closer to the line. We've got Luinator, Hopkins, up ahead Timothy, zooming past our YouTuber representation, doing it for the degenerates like me who never go outside and just spend all day in Premiere Pro. Can zooming past convert it into something good here? Doesn't get spun out. Oh, maybe does! Was that zooming past who just got spun out? Oh, no. Oh, we don't like... Guys, we don't want to see YouTuber discrimination here. We got enough struggles, you know. We have to spend all our days playing video games and doing random bullshit online. We got enough on our plate. We got enough on our plate. Zooming past, dropped right down into P12. Not a fantastic point, so really needs to recover a bit here if they're going to make it through into playoffs. But making a couple hot track design videos on YouTube is going to put a target on your back, apparently. People hear the name and they see blood. That is just how it works around here. Rooting for zooming past and Timothy in this heat. Timothy, once again, the author of many... Oh, who spun? It was Ranch! Ranch on the side now. And zooming past with an excellent run. Takes 2 places in just a single corner. Timothy, the author of many cursed Mr. V photoshops in the Discord, including the infamous Mr. Vecco, Mr. V Checo Perez Photoshop. An image which... you can't imagine the pain that you would experience seeing your face photoshopped on Checo Perez every day. You can't imagine the mental torment that brings until it happens to you. And, yeah. The 9th level of hell would be more pleasant than my existence. Anyway, zooming past down in P12. Let's check back at the front of the grid. Premix Lover, apparently you have 2 best laps, but Premix with a 49.5. Very solid, fastest lap of the race so far, and a huge gap down to P2, who's actually Charter, the winner of Bish Bash Bosh 0. Gone under the radar in my commentary so far, but yeah, the winner of Bish Bash Bosh 0. It's here in Heat 2. We had a very stacked Heat 1. The Monster Energy is fighting back. Very stacked Heat 1, a lot of familiar names, but some very strong drivers here in Heat 2 as well. But Charter has got a bit of a gap behind Premix. That's going to be tough to make up in just a lap and a half. As we go a bit further down, we've got Pete. No, we don't have Pete, apparently. We've got Pete all on their own in P3 with Cobra behind, not too far. Bjorn, a bit more of a gap. Chromio, the Sprinkles, Hopkins. I definitely think here at Fire Rock, we do start to see a motorhome DRS train. I guess an RV train, you would call that. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities here. Not a fan favorite, I don't think. Let's get back on zooming past. Who's getting busy, pushing Luinator around to the outside, taking P10. It's where they need to be if they want to qualify across the final corner, and I think that is going to be their finishing position. Oh no, that's not the final lap. We got another lap, and you've got an angry Luinator behind. Okay. Ranch up ahead, Luinator behind. We're going to stay on zooming. I think our front runners for this race are pretty much set. Premix has that huge gap out in the lead. Let's keep an eye on zooming here. A bit slow coming out of there. You do not want to get the motorhome sideways. Not a lot of power. If you start to catch a drift, you cannot power through it. And who is that? I want to say Hopkins on their side. Not on the final lap. Devastating. Down into P10. Gifting a point to zooming, who really doesn't deserve it in the slightest. Really doesn't deserve a P9. But rounds the final corner. The line in sight. And yeah, P9 for zooming. Hopkins is still going to get P10 ahead of Luinator. And then as we go a bit further back, we've got Haunted Tricycle in our P12 ahead of I Am the Among Us. I do not correct my pronunciation of that one. And then Timothy. 8 points down in P14. someone has to come last. And it was Timothy. A convoy? A DRS train is called a convoy in motorhomes? I like that. I like that. Premix asks, why am I taking this so seriously? There's prizes to be won here at Bish Bash Bosh. This is a serious esports event. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's head back to the desk while I get the new map loaded up. Excellent racing there. Premix taking a very strong early lead in Heat 2. Means they're going to be starting back of the grid for this next race. And back of the grid is a busy place to be. You can get through from there. You can make places up, as people like Outfox showed us, but not easy. We are off to Pine Hills next. I'm just getting it loaded up. Pine Hills Raceway. Short reverse. Not the rally circuit. We don't want that. 6 laps in the motorhome. All the drivers should have the correct car on already. Don't want to see any swapping. And that means we can get our countdown going already. Yep, everyone's in the motorhome. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. We got some support for Ranch in here. Does the winner get a £20 Greg's voucher? Wait, a genuine question. Do Greg's do gift cards? Because if they do, I am willing to add a £20 Greg's gift card to the bounty, to the prize pool. That is a promise to all the drivers here. If you live outside the UK, we'll figure something out. We are go for race 2 in Heat 2. Timothy starts on pole by finishing... Oh, no! And carnage behind. Let's go in free cam to see what happened there. We've got the Luinator on the side with Bjorn down at turn 1. And up ahead, Timothy has lost the lead to I Am the Among Us. Timothy started on pole with Among Us side by side. And an early lead coming down the hill, but a huge pack of motorhomes getting busy. A lot of speed coming down this hill. This turn here is a sketchy one. Sends up the inside. No grip whatsoever. And also the final hairpin. And yeah. Yeah. I don't think these guys are getting to the campsite on time. Oh, just imagine all your pot noodles and your camping stoves getting thrown around the place in the back of this thing. But it is worth it for a £20 Greg's gift card and a cargo, not a cargo vroom hat, a medium speed corner shirt is the prize here today. All right, that means if we get the thing on, Among Us taking an early lead here. Ahead of Hopkins, ahead of Sprinkles, Ranch P4, Premix up into P5 from the back row start. Chromio, Pete, Charter, and the Cobra in P9. Zooming past once again, loves that P10. Massive fan of running right at the back of the qualification spots. Ahead of Bjorn, nice little drift on that motorhome, getting it sideways through the follow through. Clean through the hairpin as well. Zooming past is a good driver. I mean, makes a living by editing racetracks, making cursed versions of places like Monza in Assetto Corsa. Obviously has to do a lot of driving to test them. You would think those skills would transfer. Zooming past is a competent driver, made it the whole way to the final last time. I think maybe just not a fan of camping holidays, it would seem. But they're going to get a place here. Chromio and Pete both slow with a bit of a tussle there coming down the hill. And zooming past actually is going to take P8 with an inside line for the hairpin. Sends Charter. Doesn't send Charter. Charter holds it. Oh, yes. Bjorn and Pete do get through. That means zooming past back into P10. Let's follow these in helicopter cam. As we come down to turn 1, do they get feisty? And all through clean. Look at that. Look at that. Repeat. Getting to the head of that pack. Up ahead, we've got Premix P4 ahead of Ranch. Hopkins, the Sprinkles, and Among Us. Nowhere to be found. Like a prime 2023 Max Verstappen, 30 seconds on the rest of the pack. Let's look at this fight for P2. Hopkins goes for a send up the inside, finds a tall curb instead, loses 3 places, I want to say, down to P5 now, with Premix getting a good run on the home straight to start lap 5, and that is disastrous for Hopkins. It's still P5. It's not terrible, you know. It's still good points. P6 now. But yeah, fortune favors the brave, but so does gravity. And gravity favors the motorhome here in Wreckfest. Really strong top few runners. Charter all alone now in P7. That should allow them just put in some clean laps, kind of cement that position. Bjorn, Pete have actually dropped zooming past, zooming down in P12 now, fighting with Timothy. Both degenerate designers in their own way. One making tracks, one making photoshops. It makes sense they would find each other on the track. Zooming, not playing nicely at all with the send. Gets P11 there. Ahead of Haunted Tricycle, very deep on the hairpin. Luminator as well. Timothy as well. Getting through there clean. Getting through clean. All right. That is actually the back of the grid. And this is the front of the grid. I am the Among Us, who's actually, I believe, just about to cross the line here. Is that P1 for Among Us? It is! That is a win. Premix, the winner from race 1. Ooh, fighting for P2. Goes for the cutback. Wide on entry to the hairpin. Gets the cutback. I think that's going to cement P2 there with Ranch literally bumper to bumper on their tail. Charter's going to get P4. Really solid result. Hopkins P5. Pete takes P6. And Zooming somehow recovers to P7 there right at the end. Chromio P8. With a bit of a showboat drift. We love to see it. Bjorn and the Cobra side by side. Haunted, Lou, the Sprinkles, and Timothy not that far off the back of the pack. Takes P14, currently in the drop zone, but we do have another race. Anything can happen here. Wow. Wow. Zoom passes, this is hard. No one said that motorhome racing was easy. But you know, P7 gives you 15 points. I want to say Zooming is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the drop zone. 3 points ahead of the Sprinkles, 7 points ahead of Haunted Tricycle. We're going to want to see all of our racers swap into the school bus now, if you're listening in. I will post in chat as well. School bus. Give them a second to do that. We are going to swap over to Tors Dorlan, a lovely tight circuit for the bus, and then get our final race of Heat 2 to see who progresses to the playoffs. Tors Dorlan starts with a T in the alphabet. That's there. And we are going reverse circuit. Main reverse. 6 laps in the school bus. Bosh. And Bish and Bash, funnily enough. I just love edging, says Zooming. So that's a quote. If we can all lock that one in, get a screenshot of that. Just ignore the bit to the right. Zooming past, I just love edging. Great. Croissant says, I am ranching any big ranchers in chat. The ranch fandom is crazy. Ranch currently in P5. Can see how they would rise up to be a fan favorite. 39 points makes them relatively safe here unless they get a disastrous result in the final one. They are going to be starting near the back of the grid, so let's see. But yeah, some Ranch fans. Guys, let's make some noise in the chat for Ranch. Who doesn't love Ranch? You may prefer mayo. I am a big fan of Ranch. Excellent crispy chicken. Oh, little Mr. V anecdote. I live in Brighton, of course, which is one of the only places in the UK that has a Popeyes chicken. If you've never had a Popeyes, if you don't live in the US or one of the places that has it, oh my god. Oh my, that is top tier fried chicken. Very nice. With ranch in the burger. I have to walk past it. So I have to walk past Popeyes to go to the station here. You have no idea the mental fortitude required to walk past that place without getting a chicken burger. So actually, bear with me. This is the struggle of my life. On my walk to the station in Brighton, I have to walk past a Morley's, a Greg's, Popeye's chicken, and then we have a place called Yeasty Boys, which is a pizza window. You don't even have to go in the shop. They have a window onto the street, and they serve pizza slices, New York pizza. All four of those to get to the station. How am I not larger? My life is a struggle. Please respect the difficulty I have to go through every day. We've got some ranch fans in the chat. We love to see it. Ranch. It's fun that the Heat's a spec series. I think that is good. I think that is good, actually, to really level the playing field here. Seems that we do have all our racers in a school bus. Lovely stuff. So we're going to give them... Actually, no countdown, because they're all ready. So we're going to go right back here for the final race. We're starting... watching Luinator, who's technically on pole. It's kind of hard to tell. Not anymore, though. Not anymore. I think that's Timothy on the side. It is being just shoved through the circuit by Bjorn, Lou, Haunted, who is also on their side. We've got Bjorn the other side, the barriers, Ranch the same. What is going on here? We follow Lou, who is somehow still in P3. I don't know how they managed that. With Chromeo up the inside and the Cobra. Oh, you've got to be careful with those wide lines. Got to be real careful with wide lines here. Let's go chase Cam on Lou in P5. Get a feel for the circuit here at Torstallen. It's tight and windy. Not the place you'd expect to be racing buses, but we love it for exactly that. Behind, we have got Premixed in the pink bus, followed by Zooming, followed by Charter. 3 finalists from last time, all looking to get right back there. All hungry for the Gregs, it would seem. Oh no, and Premix has put Lou in the concrete barriers to the outside of turn 1. Those things will not budge. You are gonna stop if you hit them. Someone's had a respawn behind. I think it's Chromeo. It is. If you get outside the barriers, if you get stuck, you can reset your vehicle to the center of the track. You do have to go through a 3-second delay before you can start driving. So really devastating. But a track like this, oh no! And Chromeo just gets fully rolled once more. That is not good. Let's go over to everybody's fan favorite, Ranch. Oh, and as I said, Ranch was in a relatively safe spot, but they have to be careful. P13 is only 9 points. Have to be careful not to get overtaken by the people behind. Yeah, you do not want to end up in the trees here. Very hard to get back with the bus. And that reset timer will hurt you. It's going to allow people to catch up, and then you're just going to be in a world of hurt immediately when your invincibility goes away. Ranch, with Bjorn immediately ahead, wants that playoff desperately. They thirst for it, just like I thirst for crispy fried chicken with a sort of herby, egg-based... What? No, buttermilk? It's based on buttermilk? Ranch. I thirst for the ranch. The sauce, not our racer. That would be... I think that would be inappropriate for me, the commentator, to be that thirsty for one of the racers. But, moving on. Let's head back to the front of the field. We've got Hopkins, gone under the radar so far, but has made it up into P1 here. And let's use Hopkins as an example to show off the absolutely horrendous livery I have made for the bus here. I thought I'd go for a sort of hand-painted look, but it just looks like it's been made in MS Paint. Here on the top of the bus, I'm kind of happy with the side, and I think we should mention, disclaimer, no children were harmed in the making of this event, even the ones who definitely deserved it. They have all been cleared out of the school buses, thankfully. We wouldn't want, well, any lawsuits, really. You know, if some kid is a little bastard, I actually don't really care if they get hurt in the back of the bus. It's the lawyers that I'm scared of, so we've cleared them out nonetheless. And Hopkins, doing absolute bits in this pink and teal bus. Really nice lap times. Doesn't have the fastest lap, though. That honor does go to I Am the Among Us. Down in P7. Obviously had a couple crashes. Got that bus dirty, certainly. Looks like they've probably been upside down at one point. Is in the thick of it. Everybody knows. Premix lovers up ahead. And this is the fight. Zooming, Premixed, Pete up ahead, the sprinkles as well. Carnage! And that's Timothy! Timothy getting rolled down. And they were a lapped car. They were a back back marker. Premix getting rolled in a much worse way because they're not a back marker. That's P7 now, which puts the Among Us in P5 here on lap 5. Will that change? Let's stay on this pack. Zooming, I think, has cemented a playoff berth. If they can hold on to P6, should be good. Premixed as well, who was, I think, our points leader, actually, going to this final race. Who was at the bottom? I didn't actually check the points. So it's going to be interesting coming out of this. Who is sadly going to be leaving us before the playoffs? I want to say Pete XT was down there. I recognize that name. I think they were P11 going into this. If that's the case, and if they're currently running P4, that's probably going to see them up into the playoffs. Excellent news for Pete. Zoom past still in P6. Let's go into the free cam. See what's going on here. Timothy, I think, is just fully disabled, maybe? Or I think is actually just Austin Powers it. Sadly, though, has done it after the line, so it's not really blocking anything. Hopkins actually with the win ahead of Charter. The Sprinkles is going to come over for a P3. Lovely stuff. Pete, P4. Among Us zooming. P6 ahead of Premix for P7. And the Cobra, it looks like, is going to get P8. Ahead of Chromio. Ahead of Bjorn. P10. Then we got Lou. And the fan favorite, Ranch, is creamy smooth, but that smoothness doesn't help in the Bus Fest. P12. Haunted Tricycle is our last runner on the road, and Timothy actually DNFs. Got hit by one too many of those finishers here on turn 1. I think Timothy is probably going to be out of the heats with that kind of performance. Let us see. I would ask the racers not to quit too soon. We're going to try and get a picture here to figure this one out. Just as we get back to the menu and we can see who our top 10 are progressing into playoffs. Oh. So, that looks like Charter actually goes joint P1 with Premix, both on 80 points, both of them into the playoffs, followed by Hopkins P3, Among Us P4, Pete goes up into P5 with 61 points, Sprinkles P6, Ranch P7, the fan favorite makes it through, Cobra P8 on 46, Chromio P9 on 45, and zooming past does make it with 44 points in P10. That means we're going to say goodbye to Bjorn, we're going to say goodbye to Lou, Haunted Tricycle, and Timothy. All of them knocked out here. Not enough points to make it to playoffs. We've only got 20 slots in the quarterfinals. Excellent racing from everyone. Thank you to all of our racers who took part in the heats there. If you're not making it through, please stick around. Let me know who your favorites are, who you're rooting for going into the playoffs. Those of you our top 10 from Heat 2, you can stick in the server, and we are going to welcome back some of our Heat 1 drivers after a short break. Bjorn, Lou, Haunted, and... Oh no, Bjorn and Haunted hopefully are going to leave the server very soon. Just waiting for Bjorn. I don't want to have to kick you, Bjorn. Come on. There we go. And so we welcome our Heat 1 drivers back. I'll just give them a little Discord ping. Oh, and we have some people coming back already. Lovely stuff. So we are going to take a very quick break before the quarterfinals. Don't go anywhere.
What the hell is a carburetor? That's a genuine question. I do not know what it does. All I know is if I attach pipes to it, stick it in a car, that car goes vroom vroom. I work at Mr. V's garage. We don't exactly work the fastest. It's not slow service. I guess you could call it medium speed service. Do we fix every car every time? No. Are we reliable? Not particularly. Are we cheap? Also, not really, compared to local competitors. Feels like I've been working here for years. Decades, maybe. When did we start, actually? 2021? That's only 3 years ago! Wow, that's depressing. Anyway, my boss told me that if I don't make more money around here, he's gonna fire me. So I took the company mascot and printed it on these 100% cotton t-shirts. You can buy them now at MrV'sGarage.com. Channel members and Patreons get 10% off. That's MrV'sGarage.com. Now, back to whatever you were watching.
And we are back from the break. Thank you for sticking around, everybody. All of our races are loaded into the server, ready for the playoffs. 20 drivers. We have never had a race so busy on Bish Bash Bosh. It's our first time ever having a 20 driver grid. I am expecting carnage. We have a bit more of a normal race for this one. We actually just have cars. It's Class A, which means any vehicle in the game is allowed. And we are going to Furwood. Is it Furwood or Firewood? I don't know. But there's only one, so I'll find it. Furwood Motor Centre, short version. It's going to be 5 laps, apparently. And so, for those of you new to Bish Bash Bosh, the way this works is we are going to have more than one race here. This is based on a timer system. So every round of the playoffs, the quarters, the semis, and the finals has a 12-minute timer, which actually says end. I can just reset that. There we go. We have a 12-minute timer. As we hit lights out on the first race, the timer will start to tick down, and when the winner of the first race crosses the line, the timer will pause. It might be on, let's say, 9 minutes 30, whatever it may be. We then go again, straight away, same track, same class restrictions, reverse points grid order, and we run the same race again, and the timer starts again. We keep going until the timer hits 0, and when it reads 0, that means we're on our final race. It adds some interesting, let's say, strategic elements into this. Firstly, if you take an early points lead, you then have to start subsequent races from the back of the grid every time, which means you have to be very consistent in getting through the pack. Secondly, it means drivers can learn from each other. If you go through the first race and you see someone's gaining a lot of time on you on, let's say, the last corner, you can start to learn, and you can also learn from people's vehicle picks. Now it's unrestricted, and start to copy them potentially. And it also means we might start to see some rivalries. We might start to see 2 drivers starting to take each other out. We might start to see, let's say, a repeat of the incident. Which may have occurred between Cube A, and multiple buses on an oval last time. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. It adds an interesting strategic element. I was going to say something else. Oh, yes. Just before we go in. You saw some ads, of course, at MrV'sGarage.com. Those of you who weren't here at the start of the stream, our drivers today are racing for a brand new medium speed corners shirt. It's available now at MrV'sGarage.com for anyone who wants to pick one up. And it's not the only thing. We have got several new items, including the new suboptimal designs. We've all been there. You know the feeling. You're driving your early 90s Formula 1 car. Your team's expecting you to set some good lap times, and you slam it into a brick wall. We all know the feeling. New suboptimal collection. We got the cap. We also have the suboptimal shirt, both available in a variety of colors, and the shirt in a variety of sizes. The hat is one size fits all. And we also have the classic cargo vroom vroom cap, now available as a meshback trucker. Excellent stuff. Head on over to MrV'sGarage.com. YouTube channel members, Twitch subscribers all get 10% off. A new code has gone out today for the month of March. Check it out if you wish. Our winner here today is going to be winning one of these shirts exactly as I'm wearing, plus a £20 Greg's gift voucher if that's a thing, and if they live in the UK. If not, I'll throw in another hat or something. I don't know. So, we are loading Forward Motor Center into the server. It is completely unrestricted now, so we're gonna give drivers a little bit of time to choose a car. Now they see the circuit, and then we're gonna get the playoffs going in just a minute. This is such a full server with 20 people. Winner gets a Mr. V signed sausage. I did not promise that. You cannot hold me to that. You did not hear those words come out of my mouth. Absolutely not. Do I also sell F1 toy cars? If I had the rights to, I would, but I don't. For legal reasons, this is a generic open wheel race car. A generic open wheel race car, everybody. Crashed into a wall. Definitely not depicting any specific vehicle formulas. No. Just a generic car from about the 1990s. Just a generic car. What is a pound? Well, that's a... I feel like if you don't know, you probably don't need to know, and so it is fine, isn't it? It's fine. Is the Twitch title correct? Oh god, it's not! I didn't change it! It's not the Belgian Grand Prix. It's not the Belgian Grand Prix. I meant to change that hours ago. It's Bish Bash Bosh 1. And we're playing Wreckfest. I had it set, and then OBS changed it for me, because I didn't change the settings in OBS as well. So there we go. That's fun, isn't it? It's now correct. Bish Bash Bosh 1. We are not playing... This is not the Belgian Grand Prix. You may have noticed, guys, this is not Spa-Francorchamps. This is not the Belgian Grand Prix. All right. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Who does the graphic design for my merch? Because it's fucking sick. Me. I do it. I do all the graphic design around here. I made this. I didn't make the scene. This is a stock image that I paid for. I do all the graphic design. I spend many hours every day in Adobe Illustrator. Love it. Love it. But yeah, it's all made by me. It's all designed by Mr. V himself. Don't know if that's a positive or a negative in your eyes, but that's the fact of the matter. Mr. V, get me in the finals, an obstacle and a harvester. It's not in the rules of the competition, Timothy. Maybe in the future we'll do a Timothy special edition, and it'll be Timothy versus all. Maybe one time we'll do a demo derby qualifier, and it's you in that versus everyone on lawnmowers. How about that? We'll do like an exhibition match. But for now, you're gonna have to watch. Because we've got 20 drivers in. The server's only so big. We've got 20 drivers already. Okay. It looks like drivers have had plenty of time to choose their first car. Everyone's in an A-class car. Not already, though. Which means they've got a 30-second timer. Just a couple more to ready up. And then we'll be going here in forward. Let's head on over into race cam. Get the timer on screen as well. And we are go. We start off following Wilf in the center of the pack here. We're following Hopkins, actually. Apparently. Are we? Yes, we are. Where are they? There they are. Hopkins, currently in P1. P1! Getting through the first turn. Lovely stuff. We're going to see some much faster racing now. Now we're no longer in motorhomes and buses. We're in cars, and cars go faster than buses. And they go fast into the barriers as well. Boswell, that means, takes P1 ahead of Charter, ahead of Co. Blind Charter Conductor. Welcome in as a green screen enthusiast over on Twitch. You have come just at the start of the quarterfinals. This camera angle is garbage. I don't know who programmed that into the game. Let's not do that. Hopkins currently in P4 behind Socks. Socks, who this time 2 weeks ago had a dominant run in, I want to say, the quarterfinals of Bish Bash Bosh 0. Won almost every single race there. And I haven't started the timer. We're off to a great start. We'll just call a mulligan on that. The timer is go. The timer is go. It's all good. I'll add like 10 seconds on at the end. Or take it off, should I say. The timer is basically the same. It's basically the same. Let's head to the front of this grid here. Let's actually check out Alex, who's in P3, but with the fastest lap of the race, a 33.60 currently. He's got Socks up ahead, and then Charter, our P1, ahead of both of them. Boss Wolf behind, very wide over the jump, which means Cube actually goes up into P4. Hopkins outfox P2 from last time. One of the favorites is down in P7. Let's pick up outfox, see if they're getting involved. They are. P6 now, alongside Boss Wolf. Making a send over the line to start lap 4. Can't find a way through, though. Boss, that is an Alonso-level defense. Or is it? Because outfox through now with better traction out of the hairpin. Over the bumps, staying clean, just in P5, which means a slightly better start position for the next race. But still some solid points here. But they're looking for more places on the inside of Cube as well. That's P4 for outfox. Around the outside the final corner. Ooh, doesn't want to get too messy with that was a full-on lie. Does apparently want to get messy with Cube at the hairpin on turn 1 to start our final lap. We'll stay with these two. Down the grid, we've got people like Premix, one of the winners of Heat 2, actually down in P10. Oswald, one of the highest point scorers from Heat 1, down in P11, zooming past in P12. It's 15 players who go through to the semis, so the bottom 5 on points will be knocked out when our 12-minute timer reaches 0. No! Up ahead! Oh, they finished the line. They finished, though, which means Outfox P4, Bosswolf P5, get me in the free cam. We've got more finishers. Hopkins P9, Premix crosses for P10, zooming past P12, followed by the Cobra. Time Traveler P14. These are all safe positions. Pete, if they can do that a few more times, is going to be through. I'm just letting the timer run on a little bit, and I'll stop it now. That seems fair. 9:34 on the clock. We've reduced the timer from 15 down to 10, which means our playoff rounds are quicker than they were last time. But by the look of it, we're going to get 3 more, maybe 4. Let's see. Charter wins the first race of the quarterfinals. 35 points in the bag, ahead of Sux, ahead of Alex, ahead of Outfox. Some of our top runners from 2 weeks ago, unsurprisingly, back at the sharp end of the field again. But unlike last time, they are not going to be starting on the front row, but instead the back row, which should keep this interesting. We're going to give drivers just a few seconds to maybe choose a new car. We see some changes. Zooming's gone for a sweeper. We'll see if he sticks with that. I don't know. We've got people like Charters and a Raiden. We've got War Wagons, Hammerheads, Speedbirds. Do we see any changes? We've got Time Traveler on a B-Class Stella down there. Sprinkles in P15 on 2 points has seemingly already resigned himself as the first bus runner of the quarterfinal. There's always one, and normally more than one, and Sprinkles apparently is the first. We're going to have a bus runner here at forward going into the second race of the quarterfinals. I'm going to start the countdown for all our drivers, which means they've got just a few seconds. And this time, I'm actually going to start the timer at the right time. I don't care what the actual time was. What it says on screen is gospel. 9:34 is on the clock. We're not going to question how we got there. It just is. So, we start the next race. Looking at Time Traveler, and it's lights out. The timer starts again. It's ticking down. That's a beautiful car, actually. Do like the livery. And the Sprinkle starts at the front of the grid in the bus, already causing chaos. Let's try and pick him up. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That'll be why it's not working. What can they make happen? Not too much from P19. They do have the Cobra behind, and I get the feeling that's not a fun place for the Cobra, but Cube drops behind as well. Dangerous, dangerous stuff. Is the Sprinkles letting them through? Oh, got a big hit on Ranch. That is a lot of health off Ranch. Cube and Ranch both sneak up the inside. Sprinkles not able to make too much happen there. Let's look further up the field. We've got people. I saw Jedre dropping down quite a few places. Currently running P9 in a very busy pack in the middle here. Outfox, who starts on the back row, making their way through. Currently P7. Whoa, who is that on the outside? I think it must have been Charter. Oh no, I think it was. That is not the optimal racing line. Suboptimal, you could say. A hell of a flip around the outside. The Shark not anchoring them down as much as you would hope. Now running in P10. Let's go free cam actually. See if we can pick up some of the battles here. We have Oswald, who led a few of the races in Heat 1, is leading this race again. You're going to pick up some nice points here, if they can hold on to that. Doing well as well. Alex and Outfox, real busy for P3, side by side. Both on the track currently. Well, I don't know, though. Alex putting Outfox in the wall. They've seen what Outfox can do on track. And so maybe just taking them off track is the tactic. Behind that, we've got Charter, Sox, Among Us, Bosswolf. Just everybody here in the middle of the pack, battling for these points. There's still good points to be gained at this part of the racetrack. You still get a hefty sort of like 18, 20 around here. So it's worth fighting for every position. And they're coming past the bus. They are coming past the bus. And they are not getting through on the bus. No, they are, apparently. The Sprinkle's trying his best. And it doesn't go well for zooming. That's places lost for zooming. Currently in P14, but I think P15 now. Yeah. The bus doesn't take out everybody. But for some people, it goes real bad. Let's pick up the front of the pack, which is actually here, Oswald, getting some very nice lap times. Some of the fastest laps, about half a second slower than these drivers behind, though. And Outfox. Both crossing the line with a lot of speed. The timer is stopping as our winner has crossed the line. Sox P5, Alex P6, Jedre, Time Traveler Pete, Bosswolf to round out the top 10. We've got Premixed in P11 again. It's not P1, but it is seeing them through to the semis as it currently stands. Zooming P16, Cube A P15. That is the danger zone. Hikia is going to cross the line P17. And I don't think we're going to see anyone else. Chromio is next on the road. Oh, there we go. They were hiding behind the bus. And actually Ranch, the fan favourite, P19 in the second race of the quarters. Brutal. Brutal. Who was that? Who was that doing a flip on the outside of the right-hander? That was mega. That was crazy. Okay, we'll give our racers a little bit more time if they want to pick another car. We are seeing some of the carnage now. I do like spec races with a motorhome or a bus, but when the cars get a bit more speed, it means the crashes get even more intense, as we saw there. Oh, we're on a highway to the danger zone. For some of our drivers, yes. If you find yourself coming up on the back of a bus as zooming past it, that is a danger zone indeed. So let's look, actually. We're going to have at least 2 more races here. Currently, our drop zone is the Sprinkles P20, Chromio, Ranch, and P18. Hikia and then Among Us is currently P16. 3 points behind, zooming past. I'm not showing the screen, am I? Zooming past, who seems to have a bit of a thing for only just going through on the last few qualification places, is 3 points out of the drop zone currently. We're going to have 3 more races, it looks like. So let's get the next one going. We've got a couple. We got Pete still changing car, so we'll give him a second. But as soon as that says not ready, I'm hitting start. What you choosing, Pete? What you going for? Everybody's watching. What does he pick? Oh. 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 It's a speed demon. He didn't change. There we go. Let's start this thing. Excellent, excellent scenes here in the lobby. Just as exciting as the race. Love to see it. Oh, we start following the Sprinkles. on P1. The timer goes once again. P1 actually has an inside line for turn 1, but it's the hairpin at turn 2 that you need to be careful for. And Sprinkles now has converted a P1 into a P17, 18, 19. After the hairpin, starting on the front row is dangerous. Some tracks, it's a great place to be. Forward Motor Center is not one of those places. Ooh, and into the barrier as well. A little bit of damage. We're only running normal damage here. You can have more intense damage models in Wreckfest, which we might explore in future events. Running normal today, we do see a couple DNFs every now and again, but most of our drivers are finishing. So, see how it goes. Oswald, running a P1 again, made it through from the back of the pack. Has Outfox and Charter hot on the back of them, and actually gets put into the barrier, which lets both of them through. Oswald, it looks like they're in a taxi. It's actually not, it's just blue and yellow. It's giving me crazy taxi vibes. Down into P3, Charter and Outfox, P1 and P2 from last event. And this is kind of how they were running in those finals until Outfox had that disconnect to kind of hand the win to Charter. They are just picking up right where they left off, it seems. But now with Oswald in the mix as well. Do they make a send? Oh! Charter gets a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a love tap on the rear bumper. Gets them squirmy, and that's Oswald through into P2. Charging down Outfox, who is setting very nice lap times, currently with the best lap of 32.7. 32.0 make that. 0.3 faster than Oswald. But it's still close, and it's still close enough for a lunge. Let's look a little bit further back. Let's pick up zooming in P12. A busy part of the track. Pete up ahead. Alex up the inside. Trying to take that P12 from zooming. Not getting it easily, though. Zooming, touching the barriers, losing speed. Alex maybe going in a bit hot to this hard right-hander. Actually makes it through. Oh, zooming. Maybe struggling with the manual gearbox of this car. Really redlining it a lot and losing a bit of speed in a straight line. Premix with the ICBM. Where are you delivering that premixed? Currently... Oh! Oh my god! I mean, thankfully, the warhead didn't go off, because that was a devastating crunch down the right-hand side. Premix has actually gone through it relatively unscathed. Who was it? I think maybe Cube who got caught up in that. I think it was Hopkins. No, it was the Among Us in this bile green sedan. Lovely stuff. Outfox has finished, so the timer's going to stop. We've got people like Socks crossing the line. Going to head into free cam here if I could operate the game. We're actually just going to stay on the Among Us until they get to the line. Cube takes P13. Hopkins, Among Us. Alex Norris, P16. Kia very sideways, but it still counts. The line is the line. Sprinkles, P18. And the fan favorite Ranch, P19 again. Not getting on well here with Furwood, it seems. Chromio rounds us off to take us through. And that's another 35 points for Outfox ahead of Charter. Outfox is formidable. Such a quick driver. 3:43 on the clock means we are going to get 2 more races. Once again, going to give our drivers just a second if they want to pick another car. We head back here to a little segment I like to call Philosophy with Mr. V. And that ends Philosophy with Mr. V. Here's a question for you guys. Here's a question for you. Assuming most of you are Formula 1 fans, we obviously had a bit of an uproar a couple of weeks ago with F1 launch event. All 10 liveries seen at the same time. People very unhappy about cars like the Ferrari. Understandably unhappy about things like the Sauber, but you know, unless you're Tomo who rated it P1, let's not get into that. But we saw all these cars on a stage and in some renders. But now, this week, we've seen them all on track. What are you guys thinking? Best looking cars of the year? I'd like to hear some thoughts. I know people are hot on the V-Carb. I've cooled off on it a bit It is just a white car. I was pondering my Orber. Oh, God, let's not get into that. I want to know, guys, best looking car of Formula 1 2025, in your opinion. Give me some answers up on the screen. Tomo mention. Yeah, it's nice to shout out smaller channels every now and again, isn't it? Alpine. I love the Alpine. Lots of people hate on it. I think the Alpine is a beautiful car. We've got Williams. That's just fundamentally incorrect, so go and think about that. Hands down, RB, Racing Bulls. Ferrari, thank you, Timothy. Someone else with eyes. Everyone's slandering the Ferrari, but it is a good-looking car. Haas, I like as well. Sauber somehow looks worse. Yeah, that Sauber actually is disgusting. Now we've seen it on track. I rated it a 2 out of 10 after the launch. It's worse than that. 1 at most. V-Car with Alpine. I'm liking Ferrari more and more. That Ferrari is going to grow on you. That Ferrari is a solid livery, and it's going to... I think they might use that for a couple of years now. We shall see. Thoughts on Aston Martin? I mean, the livery is just a bit mid. The green is nice, but then they put too much carbon on the side pods, and the white bit on the air intake, not good. On track, looking a bit of a stale testing for Aston. I don't think they'll be the slowest car. They've got some interesting kind of innovations, some ideas going on. They've also got a very strong technical team now with the technical management. I think they'll be fine. I could see them fighting for kind of P6, P7 in the constructors this year. Let's see. I mean, testing tells us nothing, so let's see. But yeah, I'm going to say everyone who has said either RB or Alpine for best looking car, or Ferrari, I'll give you that. Well done, you. 1 Mr. V point to you. Anyone who said anything else... Oh, Haas. I'll accept Haas. If you said anything else, eye tests are not that expensive. I really recommend you get one booked in. It's just beneficial for your health. Sometimes you don't realize your eyesight's deteriorating. It creeps up on you as you age, you know? And then suddenly everything's blurry. And we've got people like Tomo out here saying that Sauber is the best looking car on the grid. Get a regular eye test, everybody. I beg of you. Aston livery may be mid, but the performance is midder. I wholeheartedly agree in the last couple of years. And with that, we are heading back into race 4? It's race something. And who is this in a bus? It's zooming past in a bus. Zooming past who I think, is fighting to qualify for semis, has instead gone with a bus, but they're putting it to good use. Spinning, well, I mean, I say that. Going through the advertising hoardings, I think they spun Cube at the first corner there, or someone, but is now down in P20. Zooming, mate, you could have made it through to the semis. And it's looking less and less promising now with this bus run. Do we have any other buses in the grid, actually? Let's see. Up ahead, we've got people like Ranch B19, Chromio. I do see a bus. Oswald in P1. Carnage behind. Alex is round backwards. So is the Sprinkles on very low health. The Cobra out on the outfield is reset now. It's Hikia in the red bus. Behind Among Us and ahead of people like Ranch. Could see a slightly better finish position for Ranch. Let's see. Oswald P1, Premixed in P2. Outfox in the sprint car. It seems like a good choice. Loaded downforce. That's not a thing in Wreckfest, mind you. It's just cosmetic. But it is a quick car. It is a quick car in the game. And Alex Norris, end over end, taking out the Emax Auto Parts signage. I'm going to have to write an apology letter to our sponsors here at Furwood. They are going to be pissed about that one. But you know, at least they got some screen time. Let's pick up. Let's go down here. Let's pick up. I want to say Premix, our P2 runner, with the ICBM. About to just wipe thousands of lives off the face of the earth, but not before they put in a very good performance here. Running P2. P1 up ahead. P1 has just taken out a bus. That is showboating taken to the nth degree. Oh my god. Zooming past P20 and on their side. I think is not going to score many points here. and actually outfox around the outside of Premix. Wants P2, wants the points, is going to get barrier for their troubles, but stays in there. Everybody very, very nice, very clean. And that sprint car is just quicker. On throttle, it just goes fast, and it goes around corners too. Very nice. Behind, we do have Charter very close as well. Sharkin. Bring in the, for legal reasons, not Finding Nemo Shark. Right up the rear of Premix. Shark versus ICBM. Everyone always asks the question, you know, who would win? An Ocon-sized duck or a duck-sized Ocon? No one ever asks Shark versus Supersonic Warhead. But that is the question we should be asking around here. We've actually had a DNF in Boswell who we can't pick up, which means people like zooming. Oh, I need to hold tab before I can swap to them. It's actually now P19 running around here. You're going to get 3 points instead of 2, so that's nice for them. But overall, not a great finish for zooming. We've got people like Sox P13, Hopkins P11, Cube P8. Some of our fan favorites or drivers to watch. Ranch once again P15, a couple more points. As you see, 50 seconds on the clock. So now that we head back to the lobby, let's see who's in our drop zone, because this is going to be our final race at Furwood for the quarterfinals. Oswald with a 35, Outfox with a 30, Premix with a 25. I think all of them are safe now to qualify, which means we might see some buses. Okay. So right at the back, Chromio 14 points, Sprinkle 16 points, Ranch on 19, Hikia on 20, and I Am the Among Us is still P16, 3 points behind Zooming. Despite Zooming past run in the bus, he's still in P15. Somehow in P15. How many points for a win, asked Jedre? 35. Jedre is kind of clear, actually. Currently up in P, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be fine. It's these races at the back who are going to be want to chase for those wins. This is the fight to watch. Zooming past versus Among Us. 3 points in it. Maybe Hikia as well if they get a good finish. This is the cutoff zone. Zooming past currently going through. We'll give the drivers just a second to change car once more. Do we see any wildcard picks? Actually, no buses. Everyone's going for points. Everyone's taking this very seriously. They want to get through. We've got Speed Demons, Star Beasts, Raiden. A B-class Raiden, I have to say. Might not be the strongest car around here. We do see a big rig. Time Travelers in a big rig. 52 points. Means they're all but safe. And another big rig for Alex. Battle Bus as well. Yeah, okay. We're going to see a bit of carnage. Let's get this countdown going. Boss, you had enough time. Choose a car. Let's get the countdown going. Final race. We'll start the countdown. It should hit end somewhere in the middle of this thing. And yeah, Zooming past versus Among Us is the fight to see, is the one to watch. We want bus, says Love You. I agree. I want bus, certainly. That's lights out. The countdown starts. Zooming past. Gone for something a little bit quicker this time. Let's go cockpit cam on Zooming past. Currently at P1. Getting through turn 1 very nicely. We are seeing the inside of their visor, which is a little bit unhelpful. So we're just going to change that one to... Let's change it to just a chase cam so we can look behind as well. Taking a bit of a speedier car here and converting that very nicely. But actually, Charter's got something to say about it. And Charter goes through the inside of what is basically the final corner, second last corner anyway, to take P1. But that is the kind of place that Zooming Past needs to be. 30 points here, and fundamentally ahead of Among Us, who is in P15, is going to see them through. Let's go down the pack a little bit. I see some people behind. Let's look at Alex in the big rig. Oh, and Jetray finds out how solid the big rig is. Very, very solid. Bright green big rig for Alex. And I think, honestly, people have run buses before, but big rig might be the way to go if you want maximum carnage, because this thing has got some heft, but at the same time, it's got some engine power. It's got some speed if you know what you're doing, and so people can't get past you as quickly. Whoa, the battle bus round the outside. I'm not entirely sure who that was. Maybe Hopkins. What's happened to Zooming Past? Zooming Past, who was running P2, has dropped right down. Now in P8. Still ahead of the Among Us, who's in P18. But now they're in the pack. Do people start playing dirty? Do people start sending him into the barriers, into the trees? I would not want to be zooming past in this position. I'm just looking at the people behind. We've got the likes of Hopkins, got the likes of Outfox, who has absolutely nothing to lose. Has clearly qualified already. What happens here? Do people play mean, or do they try and make some friends, or more specifically, not make some enemies? Looks like people are going for the congenial approach so far. Which means zooming holds P9 as we come to the end of lap 4 here. And might be able to take it cleanly to the end. The one last obstacle is going to be Alex in the big rig. A hairpin, no less. Not a good place to meet it. We've got some people sent to the outside, which means Outfox gets to on the inside. Yeah, that big rig up ahead is rapid. It's just on pace, holding on to P6. Really impressive from Alex. Ooh, up on 2 wheels, though. Not the only one. Charter has finished. We are on our final race. Countdown has ended. Alex has decided Pete is not going to take P6. Slows him down, but still does! Zooming P7. Alex in the big rig takes P8. Very impressive. Got people like the Cobra taking P10 and a pile up on the line. Oswald pushes them over. And they're actually a lap down, so Oswald is actually in P19. Time Traveler in a big rig takes P17. Behind Among Us, who is going to be dropped, that means. Unless some other people had some really bad runs ahead of Premix. We'll check out the points, obviously. Oh, it's really hard to call. There's way too many numbers to keep track of. I would ask all the drivers to stay put. We're going to check out the points positions, see who's in the drop zone at the end of that. Carnage up and down, and I think we might be seeing a new meta as people are seeing the speed of that big rig. So at the bottom, Chromio, Ranch, the fan favorite, the delicious creamy sauce is going to leave us. Sprinkles P18, Hekia, and Among Us gets P16, but sadly the semis only have 15 places. So those are our 5 eliminated now. I'm going to cross them off my list. What we got? Oh god, Among Us, Hekia, Sprinkles, Ranch, and Chromio. I would ask you all kindly to leave. We are heading to the semi-finals as we head back to the desk. Some scenes there at Furwood. I pleasantly surprised to see just how fast some of our races are on a big rig. Big rig is available as a loaner car, so anyone can pick it. Now that people have seen how solid that thing is and how fast it can go on a clean lap, I think we might see some more big rigs coming up. We're heading to Espadorlan, just normal Espadorlan for our next one, which I'm just putting in now. Espadorlan Raceway, main circuit, 5 laps, Class A again, i.e. fully unrestricted. It's a big, open, sort of mostly tarmac circuit. It means you can make a lot... You can make a lot of different vehicles work here Obviously, outright power is going to help you wherever you go. But yeah, I think we're going to see more big rigs. Mr. V is the FIA. Today, absolutely. Federation Internationale de Automobile, more like the Federation Internationale de Bosh, the FIB, around here. Oh. Resetting all the points, everyone goes into the semis on 0. Once more, the drivers are going to have a few minutes to think about the track, think about their car picks, and we're going to take another little break because in the battle between Monster Ultra and My Bladder, Monster Ultra is winning. Lost connection, wait for me. Yep, you've got a couple minutes. Cobra. Get yourself back in there. We are going to take a quick ad break, and we will be right back. And we are back. Well, Twitch actually is still on an ad break, but mostly we are back. Should I give V a barrel roll? Oh, God damn it. Not now. Not now, of all places. In to the semi-finals, 20 is now down to 15. The timer resets to 12 minutes. And we go again. 5 laps at Espadorlan, once again, Class A, which means drivers can pick.
Do a barrel roll.
I saw the text before the sound played. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Wait, there's not much space. The green screen is closer today. I don't know, why did I put it closer? Oh, okay, good. So, we go again, same sort of deal. This time we're Espadorlan, which I don't think we've seen yet on Bish Bash Bosh. 5 laps, Class A, so any vehicle. People probably going to be starting on faster cars, but then we might start to see some big rigs and buses and stuff coming through later. And just we've got a little bit of green coming around the edge of the screen. That's no good. And points are reset. So even if you came top of the timing sheets, top of the scoreboard in quarterfinals, that means nothing. I don't exactly know how the grid is set for the first race now that everyone's on 0. Could just be fully random. We shall find out. We shall find out. Also, for those of you who like to play like all the sound alerts over on Twitch, there is a new one down there. It's a 100-bit sound for the P1. P1, Mr. V said calmly, from the Canadian Grand Prix. It is by far the loudest sound alert. But, you know, if you want to celebrate your favourite driver getting into the lead of the race, that's down there. For those of you who are watching the Canadian Grand Prix, you'll know exactly what that sounds like. Guys, I want to see in the chat, who are you rooting for? I would fully expect some of the drivers are in the chat, so they're probably rooting for themselves. Those of you not taking part, who are you rooting for? Are you going for some of our front runners, some of our quickest drivers so far, or are you rooting for the drivers kind of in the mid pack? Maybe some of the more scrappy drivers, the ones who are just scraping through. Oswald, who is in the server, is rooting for zooming past. Competing against them, but is rooting for zooming past. All right. Armando going for Outfox. Time Traveler says, I'm humble. I only root for my survival. That is, you know, it's a very wise way to look at life. It's very modest, just trying to get through. Trying to get through the day. Trying to get through Wreckfest, fair enough. Alex Norris, the cousin of Lando, of course. Socks or Outfox, Lando. Not even racing, but rooting for me. You know what, Copper? That's a very healthy mental attitude, so I like that. Premix needs the birthday win. Wait. Premix, I thought it was your birthday in like 2 weeks' time. What the hell? I am going to karting with Premixed in like 3 weeks for their birthday. I didn't realize it was. Is it today? Is it today, Premixed? Am I an idiot? No, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Can't wait to destroy me at karting. Yeah, I thought it was in 2 weeks. There we go. And I'm gonna win that kart race, and you know it, because I'm putting Bish Bash Bosh tactics to play on the kart track. Black flags be damned. I'm getting into P1 by any means necessary. All right. It actually means that we are going to have another Bish Bash Bosh in 2 weeks, and that will actually be a birthday event for Premix. So we shall see what happens then. But yes, let's head over into the lobby for the start of the semis. Our races are ready. And let's just look at some of our car picks while we start the countdown. We've got some Road Slayers zooming, starting the semis on a big rig. But you know what? On a track like Espadolin, that's not a crazy pick. We could see that doing sort of okay. We start the timer. Let's try and pick up zooming in the big rig. Actually starting P4 here, not terrible. And see, oh, carnage behind. I think I saw Alex upside down. I can see Boswolf dropping right down, Co as well. Carnage. But let's get in the cockpit of the big rig. Let's get a feel for Espadolin so we can see what we're dealing with here today. Hard right-hander. That's where you don't want to be in a big rig. A lot of weight coming through there, but it is fast and straight line. Premix up the inside to take P6. We've got someone off up ahead. I think it might be Sox. I think that is Sox. Now down into P5. You don't want to be near the big rig. What a rear view camera that is. Oh my days. Cobra and Charter behind. And zooming past has found out that concrete is solid. He's dented it, mind you. He's put a massive dent in it, but that concrete is solid. Let's pick up some of our drivers at the front. Let's get out of cockpit cam. You know what? Let's go spherical. Well, let's look at Premix, who we were discussing just then. Couple weeks off, being 29 years old, spending their weekends sending it around fictional racetracks in Wreckfest. But I can't talk. I'm a solid 30. And I'm not even playing, just watching other people play games. So that's life these days. Alex Norris with a pass up the inside and is clean into P2. You got to be careful here. There is quite a lot of tarmac, but to the outside of it is just grass and obviously not quicker. It's a high-speed circuit by Wreckfest standards. You got to be clean around these corners. Very nice line from Premix with the 1-2, with the left to right. Gets P2 back again. Lovely speed through there. Can they get clean through this final corner? Yes, they can. I don't know. That is the final corner. It's the final corner. Up ahead, Outfox is hammering in laps in P1. Has Outfox got the fastest lap? Yes, by like 3 seconds. So I think Outfox has won this first one. Alex is back to say hello. And it's following that right up with a goodbye. As Premix goes wide on the grass, loses speed, and it's down to P3 on the grass again. Behind, we've got people like Time Traveler. Time Traveler, not always the loudest in these races. Oftentimes hanging a bit behind the front runners, but was a finalist last time and actually won some of the races in the final of Bish Bash Bosh 0. I think finished P3 overall. And is now in P4 at Espadolin. And having a very solid run once again. Carnage behind there. Let's cut to that. We've got Jedrick Koval, Charter and Oswald in the fight for P5. Going wide is dangerous. You get on the grass, you get a slow run. And these nimble little Japanese cars are going to get right through. American Muscle is good in a straight line. Struggles in the corners. And sadly, All of these racetracks today do have corners. Let's look down the back of the grid. We're obviously looking at 5 more places being dropped, so 10 people are going to go through to finals. P11 through P15 is the drop zone. Zooming past, who is making the big rig work okay on the first lap, is now running a P12. It's an okay vehicle, but it's certainly not as quick as some of the others, just due to the fact that it weighs so much more. Holding on to P12 though, keeping Cube, keeping Bosworth behind. That is a rivalry from previous event. Zooming past, who just beat out Cube to go through from quarters to semis in Bish Bash Bosh 0, and is looking to do something similar here. Let's head to the front of the pack. Outfox still with the fastest lap by over a second. Beautiful. I think, I get the feeling, might be a fan of orange. Beautiful orange car there. Front bumper, just in case they get involved in anything, you know, anything Larry, but hasn't needed all that barbed wire so far. Really clean. Round the final corner. It's actually going to lap a couple people. Not quite lapping Bosworth. Takes to the dirt to finish race 1. 7 minutes 04 on the clock. Takes out more advertisers. I'm going to have to write a letter to Jason as well. Outfox, god damn it. Just leave the advertisers alone. Alex gets P2, Premix and P3, Charter P4, Time Traveler, Oswald, Sox and Jedre fighting over P7, but it will be Sox. And then a big gap. Pete, though, looking like gonna be P9. But no, goes wide on the final corner. Loses P9 to Co. Pete does recover to P10 ahead of Cobra. And in the background, the big rig of zooming past has got 15 seconds across the line, is going to in P12. Might not have been the best choice if you want to get a good finishing position here. Will zooming past take it again? We shall see. Hopkins gets P13, and that's going to be the last driver to finish. There we go. 35 points for Outfox. Already a very strong position to get into the finals. People like Wilf at the bottom, though. 7, 8 for Cube, 9 for Hopkins. Zoom past is set to be eliminated with the Cobra. Let's see how it goes. Once more, we'll give our drivers a little bit of time if they want to pick up a new car. I am seeing some changes. Zooming now in a Raiden. Seeing Alex has gone on to the Super Venom as well. The same as Outfox. So 1 and 2 in the same car now. And yeah, it's looking like a bit of harmonization of the cars up and down the field. Give our drivers just a second. Is Outfox a pro Wreckfest player? They haven't disclosed any pro status to me. It's not in the rules. You are allowed to join if you're a pro. But certainly, from what I've seen, they could be. They've got the skills to pay those bills. He's rapid, is Mr. Outfox. He is rapid. I think Outfox really is making up for lost time. Was all but guaranteed to win the first event 2 weeks ago. The only thing that was standing in Outfox's way was the integrity of Wreckfest on Steam. But sadly, sometimes Task Manager says no, and your game will just crash. Just part of it. It's part of racing, you know. Sometimes in Formula 1, your engine just cuts off. Sometimes in Wreckfest, you just go quit back to Windows. That's just how it goes. But the show must go on, which did drop Outfox down to P2 last time. He's looking to get back. He's looking to take that win. He's hungry for Greg's, assuming he lives in the UK, which I actually didn't confirm, so we shall see. All right. I think everyone's changed their car now. Premix is still in the car change menu, but you know, you can't have everything. So we'll start the countdown timer once more. 3 Super Venoms, who are all for Outfox, Alex, and Premix, are going to be starting at the back of the grid. Don't know if I can I can't really choose who I'm spectating before the race starts. I think it's just whoever I was on last time. We head back in. 7:04 on the clock. And away we go. And we're following Time Traveler, currently P11. Let's actually pick up Outfox. See how they navigate lap 1. Several people on their side. Alex takes out the advertisers again. Leave the advertisers alone, my guys. I've got to pay rent. I need that cash. The advertisers are paid good money to be up there. Outfox on the grass. No one's going to know where 50 meters to the corner is from now on. But Outfox is in P2 with that. How, honestly. We'll go in cockpit cam. No, we won't, because that's visor cam, and the visor is not transparent. And Outfox, with crazy pace down the back straight, a bit too much for that hard left-hander, was up into P1. Now P3, as Charter and Cobra get through a little bit more cleanly. Ooh, but Outfox has something to say about it. Going really heavy into these corners here. But Joe just holds it. How has that happened? Sometimes, if you turn right hard enough, you will go left. In the famous words of Doc Hudson. And Outfox has been watching cars. Maybe inspired by the Lightning McQueen versus Max Verstappen video recently. Putting that advice to good use. Let's look down at the back of the grid. Zooming past. Taking a normal car. I think was caught up in a bit of carnage at the start. Has lost a bit of health and is down in P15, but not too far. Got P14 and P13 up ahead and fighting. Let's pick them up. Cube and Sox side by side. Sox was on the way to deliver this coffin to a funeral, but they had a few minutes spare, so they thought they'd take part in the race. Is Grandpa Jenkins gonna be sent into the ground by his loved ones this afternoon? That really depends. That really depends whether Sox gets through this race cleanly, doesn't it? But you know, sometimes the hearse driver has to have fun too. So we respect it. We respect the hustle. Zooming past, that means, is up into P13 behind the hearse. You would have thought the coffin would slow you down, but some excellent straight line speed. And Zooming just riding the rev limiter there. Oh! Oh! Who was that? Hopkins going end over end. The chicane at the start of the lap is brutal if you get it wrong. And Hopkins found that out the hard way, now down in P15. Zooming with a send. Grandpa Hopkins getting jostled. Thank God he's already dead, because that would be uncomfortable otherwise. And that's zooming into P11. He wants to make the finals. He wants those points. We got a slow runner of Jedre and Time Traveler up ahead. We're going to stay on zooming here. Lap 3 in P11. But after the initial carnage, is putting some clean laps in. And is gaining. What's his fastest lap looking like? 101 compared to 111 of Jedre up ahead. That is quite a difference. And now, right on the back of P10. Right where he needs to be. 3 cars up ahead. Lots of places, lots of opportunities. Do we get any carnage through the first chicane? Relatively clean. But we've got Bosworth wide on the grass. It's going to lose some speed. Now through the follow-throughs. We've got cars catching up. And we're going to have 2 or maybe even 3 cars all meeting on the hard right-hander. Jedre takes Wilf. Goes deep, but holds it. Zooming past. Good speed through there. Right on the back of Wilf. Touches bumpers. NASCAR style bump draft. That is good for the car ahead, so you don't really want to be doing that here. Drafting also not a thing in Wreckfest, but sending up the inside is. Ooh, okay, zooming on the brakes quite hard. Wanted to stay intact through there. Allows Boswell through, but gets a good run once more. Follow through right. 2 positions. No, not quite, but sends Wilf wide. And is once again in a fight with Jedre. And that is P9. Excellent stuff. Excellent racing from Zooming. 1 more lap to go here. Jedre is still there and unhappy about that. Does not want to be in P10. Zooming hits the barrier. Slows himself down. Lets Jedre through. I think that might be a lost course now. Oh, no. Boswell. And actually, it was Sox in the hearse coming through. returning the favor of the love tap earlier and zooming after all that effort back down in P12 now. Ugh. Might be able to get one more place before the end of this thing. Let's see. That's really this hard left-hander to make some positions. But we've got a reset up ahead. We've got a reset of Jedry, potentially. No, Premix even is reset. Let's Sox up into P9. But no, zooming gets wheels on the grass, loses a bit of speed. And unless Boss Wolf goes really wide here, which Sox does actually. Oh no! Zooming up the inside takes Wilf. Can they get the run on Sox? They've got the speed, but not the track. P11. We pause the timer. Oh my god. Up at the front, Outfox takes P1 again. Charter takes P2. Alex Norris, Co Oswald, some of our strongest runners in their usual places. Pete, Time Traveler. But wow, the fight around P10. Wow. We got the timer. It's fine. We're gonna have one more race. It was kind of decided anyway. Oh my god. So this is gonna be our last race of the semis. Let's take a look who's in the drop zone. So, Alfox P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sox is currently through to the finals with 27. Zooming past is P11, 6 points behind. That means if Zooming or someone like Cobra... Oh my god, the monster's really fighting back. Just let me give myself a second to compose myself. If Zooming or someone like Cobra wants to make it through, they are going to have to finish ahead of Sox by the best part of 2 or 3 places to get a 6 or more point gain. It's definitely doable. Anything can happen here in Bish Bash Bosh. What is the strategy? Is it drive quick, or is it hang around and end someone else's race? Obviously, if you DNF another driver, that is fully within the rules. Damage is on normal, so it takes quite a few hits to get someone to DNF, but we've seen it happen already here today. Do our drivers try and take places on the road, or do they try and do it with the damage? And actually, zooming past has left the server. Yeah, we'll just hang on a second. Zooming past has had a disconnect. Hopefully he didn't think the round had ended. We'll give him a minute just to get back. But yeah. Top of the leaderboard, though, we have to give some commendations here. Outfox now on 70 points. Alex on P2, Charter P3. A longer race here at Espadorlan means not as many run-throughs of the race to gain those points. And so a couple wins really, really cements you up to the top there. We still don't have zooming past. I wonder what's going on there. Might have to give him a little Discord ping. Yeah, we'll give him a minute. Also, guys, did I leave the timer running? Did I? Yeah. I did. Oh no. Oh god. Back to the desk. Did I leave the timer running the whole timer at the desk last time? Is there meant to be more time on it? I think it's correct. 124? We can set it to 124. But yeah, did I leave it on before? Because that is the kind of thing I would do. Let's 3 races is correct? Okay. We want to set it to... I mean, you know. Zooming past says, urgent stuff came up, race without me. Okay. Well, that means we got 14 drivers now vying for 10 places. The fight, therefore, is going to be between Socks, who is 9 points ahead of Cobra. If Cobra gets a good finish, they could make something happen. But 9 points is quite a few places. Let's see. Okay, the timer's meant to say 124, but it's going to end within this race anyway because the races take, like, the best part of 5 minutes. So this is going to be the final race. Let's get in here. All the drivers have got cars selected. Zooming past is gone. Apparently real life is a thing. Sad times. I will see if I can get some... See if I can get some confirmation that, like, nothing terrible happened in the background. And the timer started again. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We follow Wilf here off the line. Let's actually pick up the Cobra, who is currently our P11 runner. And that is not a good start to the race. If you're running P11 and you're trying to make it up with a decent haul of points, hitting the barrier on turn 1 is not a great start. But there's still 5 laps to go. Anything is possible. Socks. Wait. Socks is in P14. So this is the fight. This is P10 versus P11 overall. And both of them have had big crashes at the very start of our final race to put them down in P13 and 14 respectively. Obviously, if we end the race like this, Socks will still make it through ahead of Cobra. Cobra needs to get a couple more positions ahead of Socks in order to get the points to make it through. Socks, therefore, just needs to stay on the back of Cobra, or ideally, in front. And they are catching. She's got a coffin, but she's got excellent speed as well. And Socks, you know, if you can't do it on pace, you can do it on damage. Let's see what happens at the end of this straight as well. Oh, Cobra doesn't want to slow down for the chicane, so sends it in instead. Socks does the same. This is the fight. This is the fight right here. Up ahead, we've got Alex Norris P1, Charter P2, Outfox, points leader in the semi-finals, is still only P9, not managing to make it through the pack as quickly this time. We will cut to them just quickly to see what's going on. Outfox on the back of Time Traveler, I think. Oh! Time Traveler hits the barrier, but actually slows down Outfox as well, which means Premix behind catches up. As we... Oh no! Outfox repeating the scenes of earlier from the buses and rolls this car. Yeah, as we repeat these races, drivers obviously get their eye in on all the different corners, and the skill level only goes up. And so, if it's easy to get through the pack in the first race, it gets harder and harder from then on. Here, the fight at the back. Socks, with the repeated rams up the back, has dropped Cobra down to P14, which means she is cementing a place in the finals. I don't think any of the other runners can gain enough points to jump her for P10. We will also get final confirmation when we get back to the scoreboard at the end of this race. Oh no, Cobra goes off again, goes wide on that follow through. That is not looking good. Let's pick up Outfox, who is in P8 now. Make that P9 with Hopkins going up the inside. Has changed around the armor for their car, made it a little stronger for this final running. But stronger does mean slower, and is struggling to get through the pack, as the overall speed here is very good. We've got people like Boss Wolf up ahead, Premixed, still with the ICBM. It's still seeing them good. I don't know what the ruling is if they launch the, you know, the stage 1 rockets on that thing, because that would give them a straight line speed advantage, I do think. And Outfox, though, makes almost two places. Oh, no! Pete says no! Pete says no, 3 wide. Pete, with that ram, turns it into a P6. Outfox now. Now the tables have turned. Is the one at the back. Are they going to try the same tactics? Yes. Wilf gets sent through the corner. Pete hits the curb. Gets a little bit unsettled. So Outfox takes the P6. excellent scenes. Let's cut to the front of this race. Alex, who has set the fastest lap of this race. If you can get clean out the front, it's an excellent place to be. No one to bosh you, no one to bash you, no one to send you wide. But then again, Charter's not that far behind. This is the final lap. And so there's only a couple more corners. Both of these races are going to make it through to the final, but, you know, Charter... It's all about glory. It's all about glory, you know. Charter wants that win. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the ICBM runner. Premix lovers. Very inside line, but it's good speed. And then on the inside of Oswald takes P3. What a move for P3. The front two are way up ahead. Oswald behind, though, is wide. Ahead of Co. Oh, no, Oswald with the send! The send on P3, which hands it to Co. Our final podium place on the last race of the semis. And Oswald, that almost worked out perfectly, did send themselves into the barrier and ends behind Outfox, who sneaks a P5. Time Traveler is going to be the next on the road. Hopkins, Boss, Pete, XT takes P10. Cube, Socks in P12, but crucially ahead of the Cobra, and Jedre in between them both. Where is the Cobra? How far back are we looking? Oh no, just there. Oh, let's see how that sets things as we head back to the scoreboard. Obviously, some of our front runners here are through to the finals. People like Alex, Charter, Outfox and Premix and Co can all rest assured that they were probably through already. But at the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Time Traveler, 8 for Pete, 9 for Socks, who leaps ahead of Jedre, actually level with Jedre, who gets the final place, tied on 37 points, which means Hopkins, Boss Wolf, Cube, and the Cobra are out of the semi-finals. They put in some excellent showings. Cube, one of the more well-known names here in the server after their antics at Bish Bash Bosh 0, and also in the heats, made a good run, got up into the semis, but this is going to be the end of the road for them. Thank you as well to the Cobra, to Hopkins, and to Boss Wolf. Excellent racing from all of them. Some great scenes here. But we're going to have to say goodbye, and if they don't leave the server, I will just start banning them. We're going to have to say goodbye, as only our top 10 are going to stick around for the final. GG to everyone involved. It's really nice to see the other racers congratulating those runners, because, I mean, even coming P11 is still an excellent showing here. The skill level is very high. We have 10 left. We're going to reset all the points. We're going to get our final track loaded in. And then in a few minutes, we'll be starting the final. We are heading to Fire Rock Reverse. 4 laps per race. In the motorhome for the final. We got a spec race for the final. Loner motorhomes, which means everybody's car is exactly the same speed. This is on pure driver skill and a bit of luck, depending on what grid position you get in the first race here. This is going to be a banger final. Let's put it to clear sunrise, I think. That sounds nice. Bum, bum, bum. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's lock that in. All the drivers are going to have a few minutes to get their motorhomes loaded and choose which livery they want to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have we lost someone? Am I being an idiot? Who left? Socks! Socks, we need you back! Socks, you qualified P9! Okay, well, Socks has got a couple minutes to get back. I'm going to take one final break here. We'll run some more ads. Stay right there for the final of Bish Bash Bosh 1 to see who takes home that coveted medium speed corner shot. I don't know if you can see it or if it's just blocked, but no, you can't see it. Get out of the way. That coveted medium speed corner shirt. I mean, you may have got a good look. I have no idea. I have no idea. Socks has game crashing issues. All right. Well, they've got a few minutes. She's got a few minutes. We are going to take an ad break. To everyone watching at home, I will be right back.
What the hell is a carburetor? That's a genuine question. I do not know what it does. All I know is if I attach pipes to it, stick it in a car, that car goes vroom vroom. I work at Mr. V's garage. We don't exactly work the fastest. It's not slow service. I guess you could call it medium speed service. Do we fix every car every time? No. Are we reliable? Not particularly. Are we cheap? Also, not really, compared to local competitors. Feels like I've been working here for years. Decades, maybe. When did we start, actually? 2021? That's only 3 years ago! Wow, that's depressing. Anyway, my boss told me that if I don't make more money around here, he's gonna fire me. So I took the company mascot and printed it on these 100% cotton t-shirts. You can buy them now at MrV'sGarage.com. Channel members and Patreons get 10% off. That's MrV'sGarage.com. Now, back to whatever you were watching.
And we are back. Back here on the desk. The final starting in just a minute here. Those of you who are wondering about zooming past our YouTuber representation who had to drop out of the quarter, whenever it was, had an update in the YouTube chat. Zooming says someone broke into my house and started traumatizing the cat. Obviously, terrible. I hope everything's good, Zooming. That sounds shit, basically. He says it's basically a day drinker. It's 1:30 in Canada. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's shit. So, really hope everything's okay. Hope you got them out. I hope, like, no damage done. All love to Zooming, to anyone in the chat, because that's just not a fun way to spend the afternoon, is it? We also have Socks, who qualified for the finals, has been trying to verify the integrity of their games because they're having a lot of stuttering issues. Game is stuck at 50%. We can wait a minute, Socks. We can give it a minute. So you got time in case it does finished. All right. I'm really sorry to hear that if that's the case, Socks. Like, that just sucks. That's just bad luck. I hope if that is the case, if you're not able to continue, we will be seeing you in future events. I'm going to say completely free pass for Socks. If we do ever get to the sign-up maximum, Socks gets priority entry for future events, because real shame to see people having to leave for technical issues. Same goes for zooming past, because obviously real life issues, people breaking in. That's not fun. People also asking, why does my desk look like a bathtub? Guys, self-care is important. Yeah, I've got a busy day. I've got a cast, a Wreckfest event. That doesn't mean I can't have a little soak. I can't get a bath bomb out. You know, maybe some bath salts. It's good for my skin. It's good for my, you know, overall relaxation. You gotta treat yourself. If you've got a bathtub at home, or even if your desk just is one, you know, get that thing filled up, make it nice and steamy, look after yourself, light a candle, put the phone away, no more screens. It's good for you. It's good for you. I didn't have much time, so I'm doing it right now. It's very important. Mr. V bathtub stream? Oh, wait, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, wait, Twitch, if you're listening, this is not hot tub stream. It's not hot tub stream. Let's just clarify. It's completely PG around here. Sock says Steam won't even open now. That's a real shame. Do we go on Socks? Do we go on with just 9? Well, I guess in that case, that means if Socks isn't able, we will take our P11 from the semis in that case. which I probably should have done from the quarters when Zoom Pass had to leave, but I completely forgot. Socks, are you happy to give your place to Cobra, who I think came P11? Give me 30 seconds. All right. Let's go back to philosophy with Mr. V. Hopkins was P11. Okay. Well, Hopkins, if you're watching, stick around as reserve in case Sorts can't make it. Can I get 5 minutes of screen? Okay. We will do another 5 minutes of philosophy with Mr. V. You know, sometimes, and not all the times, but a large amount of times, not consecutively, but on a repeating basis, popping up enough times to become noticeable, I think, or rather...
Do a barrel roll.
I think, or maybe more accurately, I feel things on the inside, but really in a... In an overall sense, in my life, or at least the surroundings around me that progress with me on my journey through this life, are okay. They're okay. And so that ends philosophy with Mr. V. Note to future Mr. V, write down philosophy question. You know what? I'll open the floor. Guys, give me your most important, most ponderous philosophical questions, which I will answer in a segment, philosophy. We should call this philosophy. You know what? I don't hate it. Give me your questions. We got another couple minutes for Socks to see if they can get back in here. %50 done. We've got fingers crossed. What's the Time Traveler says, what's the difference between a chicken? ? It's a good question, and this is an important one. Chicken, very important in the day-to-day lives of many people. We often see, or at least around us, experience the presence of chicken. But sometimes the chicken differs. Sometimes there is more chicken. Sometimes there's less. And so understanding the difference between chicken is really crucial, honestly, to your overall, I would say, your overall zen. Now, to answer this question, we really have to take it in 3 steps. Firstly, what is the difference between chicken? We have to answer, what is chicken? And really, I would say, chicken is a man with feathers. Then we have to answer, what can chicken be? Chicken can be small. Chicken can be not massive, but less small, kind of medium size. And chicken can also be sort of like a brown speckled color. And so really in the vague recesses, the abscesses between these overall chicken spheres of influence and commonality, we find the difference between chicken. And I hope that answers your question. Sackmaster says Chicken Kiev. And actually, that is a hilarious coincidence because I have got myself 2 Chicken Kievs, which I'll be putting in the oven as soon as this event ends for my din-dins. And that's not a joke. I genuinely am having Chicken Kievs after this. So that's great. Yes. Is a chicken... Is it... Sorry. Well, that got me. Is a chicken in Kiev a chicken Kiev? I would answer your question with a question. Is that chicken filled with garlic butter? Sort of herby, garlicky butter. I think that's gonna sway my answer on this one. Okay, Socks says launching in all caps. Are they gonna pop up in the server? Are we gonna see Socks? Or are we going into this thing? Grippers out. I had to say it. Are we going bare toes for this final? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I'm looking at the server. There's no Socks currently, but Outfox is changing car. You get back in your motorhomes, Outfox. You get back in your motorhome. Everyone in a motorhome for this final. All right. Thank you for waiting. No problem. We had to fit in philosophy with Mr. V at some point in the stream. So yeah. Also, if all the final runners are watching, if you are comfortable doing so, we can run some interviews with both our winner and our driver of the day following this thing, if people watching at home want to see such a thing. So if you are either of those people, stick around. And actually, let's start getting some driver of the day voting going on now. Get some discussion at least, just in case it's one of our earlier runners. You want to bring them back. I know there were some ranch fans before, that kind of thing. So yeah, have a think about driver of the day, particularly if it's someone who's not in the final, because we will run some interviews if they are happy to do so. Driver of the day is Socks. Not Socks' hard drive. I think we can all agree on that one. Okay, Socks is back. She's in a motorhome, as is everyone else. We're going to start our 30-second countdown. Get ready for the final of Bish, Bash, Bosh 1. Complex says, I just joined. What is going on? There's no time to explain. It's the finals. 10 racers vying to be the best Bisher, the best Basher. And we might also discover who's the best Bosher, but that is unconfirmed at this point in time. We are heading to Fire Rock Raceway Reverse in motorhomes. 12 minutes on the clock. Oh, it's going to be mental. And we're away. Lights out. The timer starts. We're following Jedre, who starts on P1 ahead of Charter, ahead of Time Traveler. I do not know what sets the order for the first race when I've had 0 points, but Jedre has lucked out, but hasn't lucked out with that card, and is sideways in the barrier, and the entire pack is gonna get through. We're gonna head into free cam. This is the same as our very first race of the series. The very first race of the heats was motorhomes at Fire Rock, short reverse. We are now doing the long versions. We're gonna have a couple extra corners mixed in here. Couple more places where drivers can make a send on each other. And just like Bish Bash Bosh 0, Outfox and Charter are P1 and P2 to kick off the finals. Outfox, similar to Socks, suffered from game crash issues 2 weeks ago, cruelly lost their P1 on the final race, is looking to make up for that here and doing it in really the best way. But Charter's got something to say about it. Premix in P3, Oswald P4 with a nice send. Socks currently in P5. Thankfully he's got that game working. And we love to see it because Socks is a very strong runner. Ooh, getting tilted. Getting sideways in the motorhome, but keeps it pinned down into P7. But carrying on alongside Alex Norris, Time Traveler trying to go up the inside, which becomes the outside. And we got Premix! Premix bouncing around. Oh, I think that was Oswald who sent them to the outside. The motorhome's not the fastest car in the game, but they can still race. They can still get feisty. They've got quite a lot of health, but enough contacts, and your motorhome is not going to get to the end of this race. And a huge pack for our sort of P5 downwards. Jedre is P9. Co has been dropped a bit off the back in P10. They might be able to catch back up, though, if this thing gets feisty. Premix up the inside. Alex up the inside on 2 wheels and actually makes it stick. Takes P7. Trying to spin Premixed. One thing drivers have to watch out for. These bridges, these metal supports up the inside are lethal. If you get pushed into one of them going down the main straight, you are going to stop, and you are going to stop fast. We may see some of that coming into play later on. Outfox cleanly in P1. We only do 4 laps per race here, which is looking like it's going to be best part of 4 minutes. It's about a 1 minute lap, I want to say. Yep, almost exactly. Which means we should have 3-ish runnings, but it might sneak into 4, depending on how fast our racers can finish these races, and if I also stop the timer at the right time. Let's head back. Let's go on board. Let's go on board with Socks, actually. Currently, P6, middle of the pack. Decent points haul. And representing is running the special Bish Bash Bosh motorhome livery. So I should note, the drivers cannot see this. This is only on my PC. It's livery option 1, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. So that's why some of the drivers do have a different motorhome. If they happen to pick the right one, they will get the special livery, but they can't see this. I will say, absolutely cooked with this design. It went for a bit of a shell-shaded thing, kind of Borderlands style. Hard border. Obviously, Bish Bash Bosh got to represent the main channel. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. I fully butchered that. Let's start again. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. All I know is I must Bosh. Will Socks put that motto to good use around here? They seem to have a bit of a gap to P4 ahead and not to P6 behind, actually. Alex getting very close. Need to watch out for when Outfox actually finishes this race and how much time we have left on the timer. 7 minutes 40, and they still haven't finished. But I think they're just coming up to the line now. And Outfox crosses the line, takes race 1, 35 points in the bag. Charter takes P2 and takes home 30. Oswald P3, Pete P4. Socks, who almost suffered from technical issues, but does make it and takes P5 in the opening race of the finals, ahead of Alex, ahead of Jedry, ahead of Co, Premix, and then Time Traveler rounds us out in P10, 12 points to end race 1. 7:31 on the clock, which means we are going to get 3 races here. Someone says, driver of the day, the guy who accidentally tried to break into Zooming's house. I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I'm sure Zooming Pass wouldn't agree either. But, you know, we've all got opinions. All right. Drivers have to stay in the motorhome. They can obviously change livery if they want. So we'll give them a hot second to do that. 6,000 ping for Socks in the middle of that race, which is not ideal racing conditions. Hopefully some of these issues get sorted for future runnings of Bish Bash Bosh, because Socks is a great runner. The audience loves Socks. I think it's the exclamation mark. That's what wins people over. But you know, in P5, 17 points behind P1. But if things swap around, Socks gets a P1 and Outfox gets a P5, it's going to be all even Stevens. Reverse grid means the Outfox is going to be starting P10 on the grid here. With Charter Oswald alongside them. We get lights out once more. Time Traveler on pole. We are going to actually swap straight to Outfox if I could press the right buttons on my keyboard. Who's running P10. Do we go cockpit cam? We do. Still in P9 behind Oswald. The first lap, the name of the game is clean. We're probably going to see a roll up ahead, particularly this corner. And actually no one does. Everyone stays on their wheels, which means Outfox P9, Socks P8 ahead Time Traveler, who starts on pole, has held on to that pole. Very lovely stuff with Premix in P2. And Outfox goes for the send! And what sort of makes it into P6. I mean, it's a gain. A gain is a gain. That is the rules. That is the game. But Charter as well takes P5 in all the kerfuffle. Premixed, I want to say, had a decent finish in the first running and is now P2 in race 2. That is an excellent points haul, which could make things spicy at the top of the scoreboard. But let's see. Outfox. Ooh, damn! Drops down to P7 with a little bit of a wobble on the final corner. We'll go on the spherical cam. That's a bit close. That is a bit close, I have to say. But you know, they've knocked out the window at the back and the front of the motorhome, and that's basically DRS now. 20 kph advantage on the straights for Outfox due to that. Because some of our drivers up ahead still have the window. Charter on the side and down into P9. And P10 as Sox comes through as well. Oh, Charter the winner of Bish Bash Bosh 0. And that is not looking good. But you never know. Alex puts a hit on Outfox. Outfox still in P8. It's still all to play for. There is a bit of a gap behind. But we're only on lap 2 here. Outfox has some crazy lines, making advantage of the grass. Jedre finding out full well what a line through the grass can mean. As Outfox takes P6, I would not want to be in Alex's position right now. Outfox, and it's that time again when I drop the pun. Is outfoxing some of the other drivers here. Cutting the corners, which is legal, and rolling motorhomes. Let's go to the front. Let's see the kind of gaps we're looking at. Time Travel actually has a faster lap than Premix. And it's got a decent gap. Oswald, on the other hand, in P3 is pretty close. Let's stick on this. Let's see this battle for P2 here. Premix in the teal, Oswald in the blue. You can see that huge fight for P4 behind. Pete, Co, Outfox, all of them in the mix. Oswald is getting close. Do they give the bump? There's the bump. There's the love tap. Will we get more than a love tap, though? As we get to some tighter corners, the final corner is quite a hard right. You got to be on the brakes. Oswald with the send! Premix in the wall! And that's slow, so Oswald takes P2. Oswald gets through clean. Premix in P3. And behind, we've got Co. We've got Sox. Charter in P6. Let's try and get back to this pack. Pete in P7. Jedre, Alex, and Outfox is actually in P10. And so as I was saying, Sox is P5, Outfox is P10. This kind of result can really shake things up. I have absolutely no idea who's going to be leading the point standings after this one. I cannot do the maths in my head. And even if I could, I've forgotten what the numbers were, which makes it tricky. Pete here in P7. Let's skip forward to Charter in P6, right behind Sox. I think up ahead the drivers are a bit more spread out. We do have Co there in P4, we can see. I feel like Charter's going to try something here. Charter had good points coming out of race 1. They want every place they can, particularly with Outfox and P9. Gets a good final corner, good speed. Alongside Sox, they make the switch. But Sox says no! Sox holds on to P5. Charter P6. P behind in P7. We're going to go on free cam to catch our last two. No, we're not. They all crossed the line. They are close together. 35 points for Time Traveler. 30 for Oswald. 25 for Premix. I'm really curious to see what the top of the scoreboard looks like. And it's Oswald on P1. When will the stream finish? We haven't got long left. 2 minutes 50 on the timer means this is our final race of the finals. This is for all the marbles. And marbles in this case meaning a medium speed corner shirt and potentially some Gregs. Oswald currently leading the finals of the... Oh my god. The Monster Ultra hits real hard. It's not playing nice today. Oh, sorry about that one. Oswald is leading on 55 points. 7 points behind. We have Outfox ahead of Time Traveler by 1 point. We then have Charter in P4, another 1 point behind. Premix then down on 38. Sox is in P5 on 36. Pete, Co, Jedre, and then Alex. It's Spicy Oswald. Bit of an unknown name. Didn't take part in Bish Bash Bosh 0, I don't think. And was putting in a good showing in some of the heats. Has now stormed the final with a 7-point lead. That does mean Oswald starts in P10 for this final race. Next to Outfox, but slightly behind. This is going to be interesting. Premix says, you will send me to the Shadow Realm again like last race. There could be some express tickets to the Shadow Realm, I think. This could be interesting. This could be very interesting. Obviously, the difference in points between P1 and P2 is 5. So if, let's say, we saw an Outfox P1, Oswald P2, that would see Outfox win. But there's so many different permutations. And starting at the back of the grid makes it so varied in what we could see here. Let's get this thing going. 3 seconds. We head to the final race of the finals of Bish Bash Bosh 1. It's lights out. And we are going to go right on board with Oswald in P10. And actually, I don't know if that's tactical, has a slow start. Are they just allowing the carnage to unfold up ahead? Because there will be carnage. Time Traveler's been spun. Time Traveler, one of the front runners, got a lot of points, but now in P10, Oswald on the rear bumper of Outfox. If Oswald stays here, and they stay 1 place behind Outfox, they will win Bish Bash Bosh 1, but no! And actually, they get through. We got people like Pete being sent to the outside. Co, I think, was that orange motorhome. Maybe premixed as well. And that means Outfox P2, Oswald P4. If I'm correct on the maths, Outfox currently winning. But it's only lap 1 here. Sox in between them. Alex Norris up ahead. I don't think has a chance of winning, but definitely has a chance of ruining the win for other people. Here we see not the biggest gaps. Our top 4 very close together, followed by Charter, who still wants something out of this. Jedre and Premix very close together. Let's just pick up on them real quick. Yep. That is feisty down there for P6. Let's jump back to the front. Outfox, who says, let's get smashed. Obviously, in a mechanical sense, not condoning any kind of underage drinking around here. Overage drinking, absolutely. I mean, get wasted if you're above the age. Oh, but there's a pile-up. Alex goes slow, which means Outfox into the side of them, and Oswald as well. And so 2 of our front runners are still bumper to bumper. And once again, if we finish like this, Oswald wins by 2 points. Outfox does not want that. Outfox wants the Gregs. But Alex has seen the Outfox domination of previous rounds and wants to see a change in leadership here at Bish Bash Bosh. Kind of gifts P1 to Oswald. Outfox is Foxy. They are the recovery master and is still right in it, hunting down the top 2 once again. Will we see Alex applying that kind of hurt to Oswald as well? Does it go in all directions? This hairpin has been carnage on previous laps. Bit cleaner this time. Outfox, though, keen to be top dog at the hairpin, sends it to the inside so no one else can send it to the inside of him. Gets P2. Oswald, obviously, points leader. If he just wins on the road, he will win Bish Bash Bosh 1. Which means Outfox needs to get through and make sure Oswald is no higher than 3rd. Which probably means a big hit is necessary here to ensure the overall win. Oswald crosses the line to start the final lap and has got a bit of a gap. Couple seconds gap. Is that enough for Outfox to make a send? Woo! Oswald kind of gets up onto 2 wheels a bit there. Got to be careful on those curbs, as Outfox learned earlier in the race, earlier in the heats, and is quite close. I think it's a send. I think it's a send! Oh! Oswald spun 360. Outfox also in the barrier, taking lots of damage. They both get on the throttle. Outfox is going to win the drag race up the hill into P2 behind Charter now. The difference between P2 and P3 is 5. And so Oswald is still winning. But if Outfox can pass for the lead ahead of Charter, they will win Bish Bash Bosh 1. There is 1 corner to do it. Through the tyres, into the barrier. No, my voice is going. They couldn't make the pass. That means Oswald is right there. Premix no! Premix spins Oswald. I think that means Outfox wins it. I can't do the maths. Wait, Charter wins overall? Really? What points was Charter on? Have I been overlooking Charter this whole time? Oh my god, my voice is gone. My voice is gone. I can't. Charter takes 35, Outfox on 30. Oh my god. Oswald actually finished P6 after the spin from Premix, so they are not winning this. Let us see as we return to the menu who is the winner. It's Charter! It's Charter! Again! From behind again! Outfox! Cue Vietnam War PTSD meme has lost it in the final race again to Charter again, which means we have a 2-time Bish Bash Bosh winner of Charter. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am shocked. I can't talk. My voice gave up. A combination of the intensity of this race and the Monster Ultra has absolutely sent my vocal cords. Charter wins it on 81 points ahead of Outfox again. It's the same result again, but this time on the road. I can't believe that. Oswald, that P6 still sends them into P3 overall. Crazy scenes. Premix, who made that spin, finishes P4. Really good finish. Oh, I'm just going to take a sip of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. So, our winner, undisputed winner of Bish Bash Bosh 1, Charter, for the 2nd time in a row. Congratulations. We are going to need some Driver of the Day votes, guys. Obviously, YouTube is going to see that on delay, but let's start getting some Driver of the Day votes up on the screen. And oh god.
Green screen enthusiasts. Shabby celebrates 7 months of membership.
Shabby, welcome back. 7 months on YouTube. We had Thoman joining with the Prime membership on Twitch. Welcome in. All members, both Twitch and YouTube, get 10% off at MrFishGarage.com. Oh my god, Armando.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Bish, bash, bosh, the SAS.
That quote is now canon. Don't know how legitimate it is, but it's canon now. Armando, thank you for the super chat. Oh my god. Okay, I'm seeing votes coming in. Socks, Premix Driver of the Day for that spin. Socks zooming past for getting robbed. Outfox, Socks, Ranch, myself, no, Socks. We're going to have to put it to a vote. We're going to do the vote over in the YouTube chat. I'm seeing Sox's, Outfox's. I'll stick in Premix. No, you know what? Yeah, we'll stick in pre-mixed, and we'll stick in zooming past. But we can only have four people on the vote on YouTube. We'll start a poll quickly.
Wow.
D or the D? If I could type. D or the D? We're Outfox. We got Socks. We got pre-mixed. We've got zooming past. That's all the options we can have. Get your votes in. Poll is up in the YouTube chat. We'll give people a minute. But I'm gonna hop over into the Discord, see if our winner, Charter, wants to join for a little interview. Where the hell do I do that? I didn't even oh, shit. I didn't think about this. Didn't think about this in the slightest. One sec. Let me see. You know what, guys? Just while we're getting these views lined up, we're going to take one final, very quick break. Those of you in the YouTube chat, get your votes in for Driver of the Day while that's rolling. We are going to see if we can get some interviews going here to hear from the drivers themselves just how that went for them. But we're going to take 2 minutes just while we get things sorted in the background. Do not go anywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. We will be right back. And we are back. I accidentally turned my face on before the audio. I am joined here with Charter, the winner of Bish Bash Bosh #1, as well as the winner of Bish Bash Bosh #0, two-time back-to-back champion. Let me get this up, actually. Well, we'll leave chat on screen. But Charter, first off, massive congratulations. Obviously, this is an endurance event. You've made it through the heats and all the playoff rounds. How are you feeling right now?
Well, outside of a little sleep deprived, I can feel my heart beating in my throat after that last race itself was a lot.
Yeah, you could say that again. Obviously, absolute scenes, and the sneak through to come from, I think, P4 in the point standings to therefore win overall. Were you expecting that?
Not at all, actually. In the last race of the finals, I was tumbling down into the very back of the grid, and I was assuming that was going to be the end of it. But I kept seeing through the tight hairpins, people were scuffling a bit, and I was making my way through, and it was the very last lap. Outfox and oh my gosh, Outfox was going up
it was
into
Oswald,
somebody. Oswald, yeah. They collided with each other into that hairpin, and that's what let me sneak through that last event there.
Yeah, but that just is Bish Bash Bosh sometimes. Like, it's not 1v1, it's 1v9, and there's so many things happening up and down the place. It looks like overall you were going for quite a clean strategy. You weren't trying to take too many people out. You were just keeping your head down. And it seems to be working. How did you find all these motorhome races today?
I have not driven the motorhome outside of today. I haven't unlocked it in the career. This is my first experience with the motorhome, and it is top heavy, like way more top heavy than the bus ever is. That thing, if you hit the curbs wrong, it is ready to flip, and I could feel that in every corner.
Yeah. I think, sadly, one thing we're not seeing on the stream is that the actual back of it starts to get all torn off as you start to crash it into the walls. It is it's just a carnage vehicle. But you held it in there. We saw some great racing. Obviously, it takes a lot of speed to win this thing because the level of competition is really high here. So to win it twice in a row, you are going to be one to watch. You already were, but are you planning on joining us again for another Bish Bash Bosh?
I'm hoping to make it. I'm not sure about the next one. I'm not sure if I'll be traveling, but I think that all eyes should be pointed to Outfox, because if it wasn't for the motorhome finale, I'm certain that they would have completely won the whole thing.
That is true. That is true. In the actual A-class cars, Outfox is very quick, but don't put yourself down. You are now a 2-time champion. We look forward to having you back whenever you can join us again. You are definitely the one to watch. That might put a target on your back. I'm very sorry if anything bad happens into turn 1 next time, but congratulations. Massive congratulations. Okay, we're actually looking at the Driver of the Day vote. It is almost tied between Outfox and Sox with 33% and 34% of the vote, respectively. But ending the poll there is going to mean that actually Sox is our Driver of the Day. Outfox is kind of like a joint Driver of the Day, so we might just get them both in. You know what? Let's get them both in. We'll start with Sox, if Sox is cool. We just got Shabby trying to contact them. Oh. Sox, hello. Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Oh, you're very quiet. 1 second, I'll turn you up.
Oh. My bad.
No problem. No problem. You have just won our Driver of the Day vote by 1% ahead of Outfox. But I think there's a lot of people in the chat rooting for you here. Let's see if we can turn this on. Talk us through your experience of Bish Bash Bosh 1.
A mess from start to finish, basically. Constant stuttering issues, weird performance issues. I restarted my computer 4 times throughout the entire thing. I was contemplating switching over to Linux to see if I could fix my issues. Thank you everyone for waiting for me and giving me a chance to try and fix things and actually take part in the finals. I think I had a better showing in the finals than I did last time. But yeah, something has to go wrong.
Yeah, sadly, we've seen obviously technical issues for quite a few people. That is just the nature of racing online sometimes. But glad that we waited out, because as you say, you put in very good showing in the motorhomes for the final there. I think you finished something like P5 overall.
Yeah, it was something like that, like 5th or 6th. I got like torpedoed twice in that last race, so I was just limping around throughout the rest of it.
Again, yeah, it happens, doesn't it? But yeah, we saw some great driving for you. Are we going to be seeing you again in Bish Bash Bosh?
I seem to always hit my peak in like the quarterfinal and semi-final, and then I'm just bad in the heats and the finals. So I got to work on the first and final events for next time.
I guess it's very track dependent. What kind of tracks and cars are you hoping for if we see you in the final next time?
Ovals.
Yeah?
If we go off of Bish Bash Bosh 0, I mean ovals.
I love an oval as well.
Everything an oval with a Raiden RS and I'll be good.
I love an oval as well, so I've got my fingers crossed for them. Chat maybe not so much, but I don't care what they think. I love an oval, and you were rapid on them last time, so you never know. It's completely random. We could see an oval finale in the future, and we could see...
Bish Bash Bosh NASCAR series. I will be champion.
I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. There are actually some like full NASCAR track mods. We might see if we'll get them in the server. But anyway, massive congratulations. Chat is with you. Driver of the day for today, which gives you a special Discord role for the next couple of weeks. Go chill, go relax. Maybe just turn your PC off.
It'll go out the window in about 30 seconds.
It deserves it, so that's correct. So excellent stuff. Thank you for joining me here.
Thank you.
And we might see if we can get Outfox in as well. Goodbye,
chat.
Thanks for joining us, Sogs. Let's see if Outfox is up for an interview. By almost being the driver of the day. God, how do I like... Just trying to get them in. Outfox, hello, welcome. Kind of our P2 driver of the day and our P2 on the road twice. Such bad luck there on the last lap of the last race. It's deja vu. How is it going for you?
Well, I mean, the good news is my game held up all the way to the end.
Yes, that is true.
The bad news is obviously what happened. Was I want to give props to Charter. He was in the right place at the right time. He capitalized on the kerfuffle in front of him. He won it completely fair and square, completely legit. No question about that one. I want to give props to Oswald as well. He was for a new face. He was very quick. Very quick, very formidable opponent. I also want to say this. Alex Norris, if you're watching, you are a dead man walking. I'm making sure you are not making the finals again next time.
We got a call out at the desk. It's all fair game in Bish Bash Bosh.
The format is such that you can make certain enemies if you choose to. It's safe to say that Alex Norris made an enemy out of me.
As you say, the format of it, there's multiple ways to play. You can play clean, or you can start getting aggressive, let's say. I will say, Outfox, you pulled a couple moves on quite a few people throughout the races, as we saw.
Yes.
Are you worried about that coming back to bite you in future events?
I mean, it depends how people take it. I kind of raise the way that I want to raise everybody equally. That I don't particularly single out any single person. Like I would constantly go after Socks or constantly go after Chada. Nothing like that. Like that. If it happens, it's purely circumstantial. It just happened to be at that exact moment, at that exact time. I don't go hunting for any specific person, which is kind of what I felt Alex was doing on me. But that might be subjective. I may be wrong on that one. But yeah, my style of driving is rough. I'll put it this way. I'm expecting to have some enemies. Yes. Alex is a pure demonstration of that. I'm sorry to call him out again and again. He just keeps popping back in my mind. But yeah, if the format allows it, why should I not race this way?
I completely agree. That's how it's meant to be played. It sounds like we could be seeing some spicy races up and down the grid. Are you planning to be back, hopefully, Bish Bash Bosh in 2 weeks' time?
I'll be back again.
Amazing.
If I will be able to, depending on how my work schedule is. But if it's in 2 weeks, I should be available.
Okay, amazing. Not entirely sure if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday in 2 weeks because we do have the Australian Grand Prix, and I have to watch all of those because it's my job. So we shall see. We shall see exactly what day it is. But obviously, for yourself, Outfox, and for all the other drivers and everyone else watching, if you would like to take part in Bish Bash Bosh number 2, it will be in 2 weeks' time on that weekend. Sign-ups are in the Mr. V Discord. There's a link down below on both YouTube and Twitch, actually. And you can get involved with people like Outfox, like Socks, like Charter, and you too can vie for glory. What would you say to anyone coming for the title next time, Outfox?
Be lucky, be fast, and just be consistent. Consistency is the most important thing here.
I completely agree. But then again, a sprinkle of luck as well in that final race is what you need sometimes. Let's see if luck is on your side next time. You remain one of our ones to watch. Easily one of the fastest people in the server. Amazing showing, amazing driving. Thank you for putting on the show for us here today. It's been fantastic. People saying Outfox beginning is villain arc. I think that may have already started, honestly. But yeah, really looking forward to
seeing. If I wasn't on my villain arc already, I will be on my villain arc next time.
I am sure of it. Really excited to see what that looks like. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say thank you to you, Outfox. Thank you for joining me here in the interview booth.
Yeah, thanks for hosting these events. I'm glad to be a part of it.
No problem. We will see you around, but for now, get out. So that is it for Bish Bash Bosh 1. Crazy scenes, another crazy ending, which once again sees Charter take the crown. Bish Bash Bosh 2 in 2 weeks' time is open to anyone. We have 40 places available. Get in the sign-ups if you would like to take part. You will need Wreckfest on PC, either Steam, GOG, or Epic Store can all connect to the server. Sadly, Xbox Game Pass cannot connect to the server. I don't know why. If you got Wreckfest or if you'd like to pick it up, sign up, get involved. Excellent fun. If you just want to watch, thank you to everyone who watched. I hope you had an excellent afternoon or evening or morning or potentially middle of the night if you are a sim racing degenerate, which I know you are because you're here. Thank you to Shabby for the help in the background. It's been crazy. It's been great. I will catch you round. Regular streams back on, I think, Tuesday. We shall see. Until then, though, I've been Mr. V, and I'm Mr. C.